Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
It is back to football and another NFL season underway on a beautiful day in Cleveland. It is sunny. Rain yesterday, but it is cleared up right now. The temperature 68 degrees, not much of a wind as we get underway. And you talk about rookies in their first experience in the NFL. How about Brandon Weeden getting caught under the flag?
See, I was telling you about that maturity and that confidence, but he still is a rookie.
Hopefully he'll come out of that and be able to start the game. Of course, it'll be a while first because the Eagles will get the ball first. They have won the toss.
There he is.
And there is Brandon Weeden. So the Browns can now breathe easy. And, of course, they want to turn the tide. Pat Shurmur in his second year. And he's leading a Brown team that has lost 13 of its last 14 season openers. They beat the Ravens back in 2004, the last time they won the first game of the season. There is Trent Richardson getting ready, pedaling his way. And as John mentioned, we don't know how much he will play in this game. Pat Shurmur has an idea, but we know that Weeden, who has a strong arm and an accurate arm, coming out. Weeden, one of the two #1 picks out of Oklahoma State. And we're ready to go. Brandon Boykin, who won the job for the Eagles as the nickel back and the returner, beating out Rogelio Hansen, will be back. Phil Dawson, playing in his 200th career game, gets the season underway, and it's the short man from the 9-yard line, returning for Philadelphia, Stanley Havili, the fullback. And Havili will bring it out to the 25-yard line. So Michael Vick, who has played an entire 16-game season only once in his career. Those are impressive numbers, but took only 12 snaps in preseason. So it remains to see how he responds.
And Michael Vick, certainly no rookie, but Andy Reid said, when asked, how do you think he'll respond with 12 snaps? He said, I'll talk to you after the game tomorrow, when we saw him yesterday.
From the 26, Brent Celek going in motion. Play action on first down. And the flip to LeSean McCoy. And not much he could do after grabbing a hold of that. And it'll be a loss on the play. Billy Winn, who's starting at defensive tackle, will bring you the Browns in a moment. But first, the Eagles offense. And, of course, the key move there, as you look at the outstanding receivers in Maclin and Deshaun Jackson, is the left tackle.
The King Dunlap. He's listed at 6'9". Andy Reid's told us on a couple occasions he's 6'10" all day long, and big shoes to fill. Filling in for Jason Peters, the outstanding all-pro left tackle who's out with injury.
Ruptured Achilles tendon, may be out for the year. Loss of 6. Second and 16, the pass up the middle, and it's caught by Brent Celek, the tight end. Celek gets it out to the 31-yard line, bringing up third down. Let's take a look at the Browns' defense. And very fundamental under Dick Jauron. And Billy Winn, the rookie, 6th-round pick from Boise State, starts up front. And the rest of the group, they're going to miss some linebackers, John.
Well, you got an old vet in DeQuell Jackson and a lot of inexperience around him. Joe Hayden, a very skilled corner. He'll be matched with Deshaun Jackson much of the day. A great matchup right there.
And Sheldon Brown, the former Eagle. Now it's third down and 5. Vick swings it out, and it's caught by McCoy. And McCoy gets the first down, puts on a couple of nifty moves, and will be down at the 46-yard line. It'll be a first down, and a penalty flag is down. Eric Hagg making the tackle. A pickup of 24. And we'll get our first call from Ken Roan. Replacement officials working this opener.
Offensive pass interference, number 18. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
Well, a 24-yard gain nullified by the penalty against Jeremy Maclin. Will bring it back into Eagle territory.
You're going to watch Maclin working on his old teammate Sheldon Brown. Little pick, and that's why LeSean McCoy was so wide open. The receivers call it a little rub route. Defensive players call it cheating. The ref agreed with the defensive player, DeQuell Jackson, right there. I think that's a good call.
So instead of the ball being at the 40-yard line of the Browns, it is now the ball back on the 20 with 3rd and 15. Big penalty against the Eagles there. And Vick with time will take off. And Michael Vick diving for first down yardage and appears to have it, although the officials mark it in two different spaces. And we'll see where they put it down. Vick needed 15 yards, and it is a first down for the Eagles.
Outstanding job by Michael Vick. 3rd and 15. Tough to convert in the NFL. This is the athleticism he brings to the table. Everyone says stay in the pocket, but what does Dick Duron, the defensive coordinator of the Browns, say? Please don't get out of the pocket. That's what scares us most.
First down and play action. And a terrific catch by Deshaun Jackson on a bullet thrown by Vick. Joe Hayden making the tackle, and 15 more yards for the Eagles as they get into Brown territory to the 48.
You look at the arm strength of Michael Vick, so proficient throwing off the run. He even brings it down to the side to get underneath the defender, DeQuell Jackson's hands, and then a wonderful catch by Deshaun Jackson. Great concentration, great execution for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Terrific skill players, as we mentioned, and they've shown it there. And here is a end around. Deshaun Jackson with the carry, and he gets inside the 45, where his former teammate Sheldon Brown makes the play, and the Eagles pick up 6.
And this is what you want if you're Andy Reid, if you're Michael Vick. You can see rhythm, you can see execution. Most importantly, you can see the wonderful talent they have on this field. We've seen LaShawn McCoy, we've seen Deshaun Jackson, Macklin, Selleck. There's so much talent on this field for the Philadelphia Eagles. If Vick trusts them, he'll stay durable, and he'll be back to that great quarterback he was in 2010.
2nd and 5. Jason Avant is at the top of your picture. McCoy backed up, loses the ball. Browns may have it. And the Browns recover on their 49. It was T.J. Ward, the strong safety, who knocked it away from LaShawn McCoy. And the linebacker, DeQuell Jackson, picks it up. Eagles turn it over. Browns, good field position when we come back.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Well, the turnover played the Eagles last year, and LaShawn McCoy with 1 fumble and 321 touches.
You see T.J. Ward coming on a strong safety blitz. LaShawn McCoy trying to make a play with the cutback, but you got to secure, you got to hold on to your laundry. T.J. Ward does a nice job getting his hand on the ball.
Eagles turned it over 38 times, 2nd in the league to Tampa Bay. And here is Trent Richardson with the first carry, gets 1 yard. So Brandon Weeden, who was the 22nd pick out of Oklahoma State, and the oldest first-round draft pick in NFL history, he'll turn 29 early next month. And when we talked to him, he showed the assurance of a guy who was a rookie but not 22 years old. 2nd down and 9. On the slant, first down, pass caught by Mohamed Massaquoi, and Kurt Coleman brings him down. So a 24-yard play on the slant, and a big gain for the Browns, and they're on the 26.
Yes, it's a slant, but look who he's going against. Nnamdi Asomugha. First play 2 weeks ago in the preseason game number 3. Who did Brandon Weeden go after? Nnamdi Asomugha. A lot of veteran quarterbacks wouldn't do that. They're afraid of Nnamdi Asomugha. I asked Brandon Weeden about it in the preseason game. He said, I like my matchup. He obviously did there too. A lot of courage going after one of the best corners in the league.
And a good first play, good first pass for Brandon Weeden. And here is Richardson, and the Eagles look like they're ready for him. And a 1-yard gain. Taking a look at the Browns offense. And they used a lot of different receivers, and we've seen Massaquoi already. And on the offensive line, the key is the rookie right tackle.
But overall, a really good unit led by Joe Thomas, the excellent left tackle, perennial Pro Bowl player and All-Pro for the Cleveland Browns.
And Mitchell Schwartz, the rookie, going against Jason Babin, an interesting matchup. 2nd down and 9. Weeden is going deep. Has a receiver, but overthrows Massaquoi. And so it'll be 3rd down. The Eagles defensively, and of course we know about the 50 sacks they had, tied with the Vikings for the lead, and they came from mostly Babbitt and Cole.
And with that style they played, the wide nine, we'll get into that. It's an alignment, a lot of pressure on the linebackers. They went and really feel like they upgraded. I agree with D'Amico Ryans and Michael Kendrick, the rookie. The back end very strong at the corners. The safeties take a lot of heat because they aren't Brian Dawkins, but who is, Dick?
3rd down and 9. Several receivers going out, and the pass is knocked away, incomplete, intended for the rookie Travis Benjamin. And good coverage by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, who many people felt was the Eagles' best defender in preseason. Cromartie now playing the regular cornerback spot with Asante Samuel gone. So Phil Dawson is on to try to give the Browns the early lead. This will be a 43-yard attempt. And Dawson's kick is good, and the Browns take a 3-0 lead, taking advantage of that Eagle turnover.
Wheaton knows they got 3 points on the board, but he missed a big one to Massaquoi. 3 points.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer of NFL fans. Here we go.
You see 3 points and you think advantage Cleveland Browns, but I think the Eagles are feeling like, hey, that's a win for us, and here's why. Brandon Whedon missed Massaquoi. That was 7 points on the board. A big missed opportunities. When you're on the underdog, you got to strike when you can.
No question about it, as you see Boykin going back deep, because the Browns were on the 26th first down and got only 1 more yard, had to settle for the field goal. So Boykin is running it out now for the Eagles, and he is upended as he crosses the 25-yard line. So LeSean McCoy coughed it up, and remember Deuce Staley, a little lecture for McCoy. 3-0, Browns lead.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Samsung. The next big thing is here.
Well, the Eagles held the Browns to a field goal, and the first time Philadelphia had the ball, they overcame an offensive pass interference call and got it back to midfield before they coughed it up. But LeSean McCoy back out there again, as is Michael Vick. And what do you look at Vick as far as his first series is concerned, John?
I liked it, and I think if you're a Philly fan, you got to love it. He used his weapons, he got the ball out of his hand, and then he trusted his instincts on the 3rd and 15 when you got to get a first down. Go get a first down, but slide and live to see another down.
First down for the 26 and a loose ball, and McCoy falls on it. So the Eagles sloppy with the ball early on here, with 6 minutes gone by in the first quarter, and there'll be a loss of 5.
When they got themselves in a hole last year, starting 4 and 8, turnovers were the problem. You got to protect the football. All this talent goes to waste if you play giveaway. You got to play keep away.
Clay Harbor is in at tight end, and Andy Reid said he expects to use a lot more of the tight end this year in passing situations. 2nd down and 15. And they give it to McCoy going outside, and he's going to get some yardage before he's pushed out of bounds by Kaluka Mayava, the weak side backer, and he gets 9 yards.
One thing that's very clear, you're not going to go away from LeSean McCoy because he fumbled once. We saw he only fumbled once last year. He's not a fumbler. He'll be more secure with the football, and he's too good a talent. This guy was as good as anybody in the NFL last year, the running back position.
Breakout year for McCoy. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Macklin and Avant at the top of your picture. 4 wide receivers. And a penalty marker down, and the pass is caught at the 35. It'll be short of the first down. Clay Harbor making the catch. It would be for 5 yards, but let's see if the Browns had jumped offside.
Defense, number 90, jumped in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
So Billy Wynn jumped
Billy Wynn right here in the middle. They got the wrong guy, though.
Jabal Sheard.
They're putting on the rookie. Jabal Shepard's the real guy who jumped offside, but a good use of the hard count by Michael Vick. I tell you, Dick, Mike Vick is looking incredibly sharp right now. See if the Eagles can take advantage of it.
3rd down and 1. Play fake. They go to McCoy. 1st down to LeSean McCoy, out of bounds at the 45. And the 1st down. So McCoy at 24 is the oldest running back of a core that now features Bryce Brown, who we will see shortly, and just another one of the really super players on this offense.
Absolutely, and that running back core is deep. Bryce Brown, a big surprise in the preseason, as well as Chris Polk. If you keep giving the ball to him, the little gains at some point become big gains because he's got breakaway ability at the running back position. 1st
down at the 45. Pressure put on. McCoy with the carry again. And tackling from behind is Billy Wynn, and another penalty flag now. So Wynn making the tackle after a 3-yard gain.
Number 69 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
So that's Evan Mathis, the left guard, holding on the play.
Evan Mathis, one of the many Philadelphia Eagles, along with LeSean McCoy and Deshaun Jackson, that were re-signed this offseason. See the big grab of the jersey right there. When you grab jersey, these guys don't miss that. Good call by the officials.
And Billy Wynn starting in place of the rookie John Hughes from Cincinnati. And they're going with another rookie there. So it'll be 1st down and 20. Back on the 35. Here's McCoy. And McCoy stopped at the 39 by Jaquay Parker, the ex-Eagle. And right now for a game break, let's return to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles.
All right, Dick, the Atlanta Falcons got the first Sunday touchdown of the year. Matt Ryan hooking up with Julio Jones. Jimmy Johnson said in the pregame he's going to be a big one this year. Atlanta leads at 7-3 in the 1st quarter. Different time.
All right, Kurt. I think we're going to see a different Atlanta offense this year, John.
I'll tell you what, that Julio Jones is a star waiting to bust out. I couldn't agree with Jimmy Johnson more.
Bryce Brown, the rookie from Kansas State we've been talking about, is in at running back on 2nd and long. Vick gets hit, but a great catch made by Avant. One-handed catch at the 44. He'll still be shy by about 11 yards. As Parker, the former Eagle, putting some good pressure on Michael Vick.
Well, Jaquay Parker, one of the many connections in this game. Pat Shurmur coached at Philly. Whoa. Now that's one they typically don't miss. Hands to the face of the quarterback should be called every time. They missed one there. Jaquay Parker got away with one.
3rd down and 11. Browns fans hopeful of an improvement this year. Vick chased from behind, and the pass caught by Jackson with Hayden all over him, and another penalty marker down right near where the catch was made. Joe Hayden defending LeSean Jackson, and a gain of 25.
Mike Vick, people want him in the pocket. You're going to take some hits in the pocket. He took a big one there. That one hurt Michael Vick. Good news. That flak jacket, that new flak jacket seems to be working.
Pass interference, number 23. That penalty is declined. 1st down.
Great catch there by Deshaun Jackson, and an 18-yard gain and a 1st down for the Eagles. Eagles driving on the 39 of the Browns. Vick 6 for 6 so far in this game. And out of bounds. Good hustle by the rookie L.J. Fort, playing strong side linebacker.
And you see the durability issues of Mike Vick. These aren't contrived. They aren't made up by the folks in Philly. They're real. He's missed 22% of his games in his career. He missed many in this preseason. Michael Vick's got to stay durable. Getting the ball out of his hands like he's doing today is a good step in doing that.
That was the first sack for the Browns. A loss of one to Morris Johnson. Number 13, a rookie wide receiver, has checked in. Here's Vick's pass, and it's incomplete, overthrowing Jeremy Maclin. And another penalty flag is down.
Holding on the offense. Number 65. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
That's King Dunlap, the huge left tackle, who won the job there.
There's King Dunlap right there. You get beat with bad technique, they're going to get you on hold because you get reachy and you get grabby. Jason Peters, as we said earlier, huge shoes to fill for a huge man in King Dunlap.
And Demetris Bell, former Bill, was expected to nail down the left tackle spot, but Dunlap beat him out. So now it's second down and 21. Back to midfield for Vick. Vick being chased from the pocket. And the pass is intercepted by Craig Robertson, the linebacker. And the Eagles turned it over for the second time in this first quarter.
Well, Dick, we talked about you got to be durable, you got to be available, but we also said he's got to be better than he was last year. What plagued him last year were the turnovers. They're plaguing the Philadelphia Eagles early, and Michael Vick feels it.
Browns lead at 3-0, and they get it back on another Eagle turnover, an interception thrown by Michael Vick after McCoy fumbled. So now first and 10, good field position. Browns starting from their 40. Trent Richardson back in at running back, and on the pitch, here's Richardson. And Richardson is pushed back, picks up 1 yard.
You go back to this interception, and fundamental football for a quarterback is you never throw the ball across the field, across your body. Bad things happen. Even rookies pick you off. But let's look at where it started. King Dunlap again filling in for Jason Peters. Emmanuel Stevens beats him right off the bat. Michael Vick's got to escape the pocket. Then bad things happen because of a poor decision.
Second down and 8, and we'll see if the Browns can take advantage of the turnover. They got a field goal first time around. Here's Brandon Weeden, and the pass is caught by Alex Smith, decked immediately, and for a game break, here's Kurt Menefee.
Good quarterback play going on in New Orleans, where RG3 leads the Redskins to their first touchdown of the season. Perfect strike to Pierre Garçon, 88 yards on the score. Already in the first quarter, RG3, 7 for 7, 123 yards in that touchdown. They lead the Saints 10-7. Dick and John?
All right, Kurt, one of 5 rookie quarterbacks starting on this opening weekend in the NFL, and we're seeing another one in Brandon Weeden. Lost a yard, and it'll be third down and 9. Play action. Weeden gets hit, and the loose ball, and the Browns will get it. And let's see what looked as though he was throwing the pass as Trent Cole getting to Brandon Weeden. And another penalty flag is thrown back at the 40.
Trent Cole's going to come right here, working against Joe Thomas. This doesn't happen much. He gets beat. Brandon Weeden's got to help his buddy Joe Thomas out, step up in the pocket.
Defense, number 93, lined up in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
And a big break once again for the Browns.
Yeah, a really big break, because I'm not sure that wasn't a fumble if they go back and review that.
So Jason Babin called for the penalty. It'll be third down and 5.
You watch, is that arm going forward? That's a fumble all day long. Again, mistakes killing the Philadelphia Eagles early.
Third and 4. Weeden's pass caught short of the first down by Benjamin Watson, the tight end, and a great tackle by the newcomer, D'Amico Ryans. Came over from Houston, the 2-time Pro Bowler. Save the first down.
And that's good linebacker play. They're going to catch the football, but be a sure tackler. That's what D'Amico Ryans has been throughout his career. People are already hard on him in Philly that he's a bust. This guy's no bust. This guy can play some football. He's going to help this team with his leadership alone, but you better be able to do it on the field. D'Amico Ryans, good football player, is going to help the Philadelphia Eagles.
Reggie Hodges will punt, and Damaris Johnson will be inside the 10-yard line. And a fair catch called for by Johnson, and he was run into by Buster Skrine. And a flag is down, and let's see whether the Eagles pick up some more yardage here.
Buster Skrine screened him from the ball. Tremendous concentration from Damaris Johnson, catching the ball nonetheless.
We have kick catch interference, number 22, White. 15-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
Huge penalty because the Eagles were backed up inside their 10, and Pat Shurmur not happy with that call, but it was an obvious one. So the Browns lead 3-0. Michael Vick has been active, but the Eagles have turned it over twice. They've made some mistakes and trail with 2:05 to go in the opening quarter. Obviously, the last thing Andy Reid wanted to start this new season. 2 turnovers on the first 2 possessions, plus 4 penalties. But the Eagles, trailing 3-0, have the ball first down on the 22. Vick is 6 for 7 for 53 yards, but threw an interception and gets charged from behind, completes a quick one to Macklin, who was ridden out of bounds. And it was Dimitri Patterson, the nickelback, who almost got to Vick. He picks up 9.
One of the things Dick Duron said, look, if you're going to have success against Michael Vick, you better get pressure and you better get it early. Dick Duron, throughout his career, typically not a big proponent of blitzing, but we're seeing it more than usual today, trying to get that quick pressure and hits on Michael Vick.
Hey, this was a defense, John, that was number 5 in the league in points allowed. That's not too shabby. Here is LaShawn McCoy, first down, and driving toward the 40-yard line, just shy of it. And a pickup of 11 yards.
He put a hurting on Sheldon Brown, the former Eagle,
and he's
at
down.
the end of that play. He finished with authority. That's what makes LaShawn McCoy so valuable, is that he's shifty, he's fast, but he's also a very physical runner, as Sheldon Brown's feeling right now.
We'll take a timeout. You mentioned a lot of connections between these two franchises. Brown is one of them. He's hurt, and we'll take a break. Sheldon Brown up and helped off the field, and Buster Skrine has replaced him. Dimitri Patterson has also been in the secondary. Talking, John, about how the Browns did not give up a lot of points. Dick Duron says that's really the key barometer, but they were next to last against the run this year.
Last year they were. But again, if you're going to look at a statistic, look at points allowed, the most important stat in football from the defensive side.
Now a first down from the Eagle 40. Final minutes of the first quarter. And Vick gets hit as he throws, but he completes it to Deshaun Jackson. Recovers and goes down the sidelines and out of bounds at the 25. That'll be a 35-yard gain, and the Eagles picking up big chunks of yardage with their talented receivers.
I like this. King Dunlap struggling a little in protection. So what do? You bring Clay Harbor to help him out. Give Michael Vick some time. Michael Vick then can utilize these great weapons like Deshaun Jackson, but Vick taking a lot of hits. Good news for Philadelphia fans as he keeps getting up.
And he is protected by a black jacket. And good pressure there by Kama Rubin. And here is Sean McCoy, and not much there. And let's go down to the third member of our team, Jennifer Hale.
Well, Dick, John, I tell you what, Michael Vick is trying to guarantee his durability this season, and this is the secret weapon underneath his jersey today. This is a Kevlar compression shirt. Different than the vest he wore last year, it's supposed to deflect 30% more of the impact of the hit. It's actually made out of declassified military-grade material. Michael Vick is sure hoping it's going to pay off this season. Dick?
All right, Jen, thank you very much. Second down and 8 for the Eagles. This may be the last play of the first quarter. Michael Vick throws it away, and we'll have one more play. And it was Frosty Rucker and Jamal Sheard, the two defensive ends, and I think the front four for the Browns doing a good job in this quarter.
They're doing a nice job. They're laying those hits on Michael Vick. Those take their toll. But again, another smart decision by Michael Vick there at the end of the play. Protect yourself. Throw the football out of bounds. Live to see another down. Big third down for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Those are Vick's numbers. Plus, he's run a couple of times. Third down and 8 from the 23. Vick gets protection. Now he's in trouble and goes to the corner, and the receiver was out of bounds. Macklin was out of bounds, covered well by Joe Hayden, and that will be the last play of the first quarter.
That will be the end.
That's the end of the quarter. The Browns lead the Eagles 3-0, and Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a break from your local Fox station. We start the second quarter. Dick Stockton along with John Lynch and Jennifer Hale. Michael Vick has been under pressure so far, and now on fourth down, Alex Henry will attempt a 42-yard field goal to try to tie the game. And Henry's kick is good, so we're tied 3-3 as we get underway in the second quarter here in Cleveland. Now we're getting down to the heat of the races. This week, the battle for baseball's postseason gets stronger. The Rays head to the Bronx to take on the Yankees. Both teams fighting for not only the AL East title for a wild card spot, or the NL East leading Nationals battle the NL wild card leading Braves. Tigers look to continue their push for the AL Central title when they square off against the Indians. So Fox Saturday Baseball returns this week at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. There you see the races right now. How about those Orioles, who are sticking in the way they have? And talking about baseball, Brandon Weeden, like yourself, John, was a pitcher. And in the system of the Royals, the Dodgers, and the Yankees, and you know what that's like. You were in the Marlins system as a pitcher.
I was, and talked with Brandon Weeden about those experiences. I think they help him out tremendously. I felt like, and I shared this with him, I grew up more in the 5 months I played minor league baseball than 4 years of college. He felt the same way with his experiences.
Joshua Cribbs is back deep and running it out for the Browns. Cribbs, a reliable guy with good speed and a great return out to the 35-yard line for Joshua Cribbs. And you talk about the gifted athletes who have played multiple sports. And, you know, Michael Vick himself was a baseball player first. And there you see Vick drafted by the Colorado Rockies.
Russell Wilson starting today out in Seattle. Chris Weinke, the Heisman Trophy winner.
Began with the Jays. First down at the 34. And on the fake end around, here is Trent Richardson. Richardson picking up 5 yards on first down. Richardson had a chance to talk with him, and grew up in Pensacola, Florida, and he says, you know, I could have been on the other side of the tracks, could have gotten into trouble, but thanks to his mother, Katrina, and his grandmother, Gloria, played sports, and it turned out all right for him, and a very classy guy when we talked to him the other day.
Absolutely. Second
down and 5. Weeden's pass is caught in stride by Travis Benjamin, the rookie from Miami. Rogers Cromartie makes the tackle, but not before the Browns get 12 yards and a first down.
And you got to like this drive thus far. Help out the young quarterback. Run it with Trent Richardson. Now throw quick throws. Don't throw them to the wolves with these Philly defensive ends that are in that wide 9 coming hard. Get the ball out of his hands. Very nice catch by Travis Benjamin, the young rookie they're very high on.
And the Browns are in Eagles territory. And here is the handoff to Richardson. Richardson has not been able to break one yet. Gets a couple, and for a game break, let's get back to Kurt Menefee.
Well, Tom Brady keeps adding to his career march. Passes John Elway for 5th place on the touchdown pass list. This number 301 of his career, hooking up with Aaron Hernandez for a 23-yard score and a 7-3 lead in the second quarter at Tennessee. Dick and John.
You know, you meet rookies, and it looked like Trent Richardson had a little extra to him, didn't he?
He did. He really did. The kid was, I think, an interesting mix of humility, but yet expectations. This guy said, I want to be in the Hall of Fame someday. Went to the same high school as Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith.
And on a reverse, Travis Benjamin. Travis Benjamin inside the 20 and is tackled. And a big one by Nnamdi Asomugha. Save further damage. And so the trickery put on by the Browns, and what do they have to lose?
Well, what did Brandon Weeden tell us about Travis Benjamin? This kid can fly. They put Josh Cribbs in there. Reverse. He's going to bring attention. Then he flips it to Benjamin. But look at this hustle play. Nnamdi Asomugha comes and saves a touchdown for the Philadelphia Eagles. Those plays can win you championships. The hustle play. But a big play for Travis Benjamin and the Cleveland Browns.
Picked on the 4th round out of Miami. And now a first down for the Browns on the 13 of the Eagles. Weeden, and it's dropped by Richardson, who looked to take off before he had the ball.
Remember, Richardson, a little rusty, no preseason action. Has had 2 knee surgeries since he last played college football. They were comfortable with the way he practiced this week. They have him ready to go. Pat Shurmur did tell us that he's going to have to pull back the reins. He wants to think long-term with the number 3 pick in the draft in Trent Richardson.
But how about the poise of Brandon Weeden so far, and the crispness of this Browns team overall?
Absolutely. I think, again, we pointed out they missed opportunities early in the game. They got to cash in right now. You're going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Touchdowns are necessary.
2nd and 10, and the Browns will call the first timeout of this first half. We'll take a break. Close game into the second quarter in the season's opener in Cleveland.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet. From kickoff to the last yard, Chevy runs deep. By Miller Lite, it's not just a good time, it's Miller time. And by KFC, come in today and taste why fresh is better.
Browns calling the timeout as they threaten here, thanks to a 35-yard end around. Now it's 2nd and 10. Browns have done a good job in protecting Brandon Weeden from that terrific pass rush the Eagles had. Brandon Jackson is in as a receiver out of the backfield, and this pass is in the air and it's picked off. The Eagles will get it back. Kurt Coleman on the deflection, and the Browns turn it over. And the Eagles will get it at their 7-yard line. So Cleveland turns it over for the first time. We've had 3 already in this first half.
This will go down as an interception for Brandon Weeden. This ball needs to be caught by Greg Little. That's a catchable ball. He drops it before he gets hit. But good defense by the Philadelphia Eagles. But you go back to the turning point in this game, and I talked about championships are won on plays like this. Watch Nnamdi Asomugha on the razzle-dazzle play. Comes to the other side. He's guarding his man, Josh Cribbs. Look at the hustle to prevent the touchdown, and you never know if you hustle how much that can help your team. Outstanding play by Nnamdi Asomugha, even bigger than the turnover in my mind.
He's in his 10th year, never been to the playoffs, and was never comfortable last year. So a first down at the 7 for the Eagles. In a 3-3 game, Michael Vick at the goal line. And the pass is caught by Jeremy Maclin. And a short gain there. Maclin slow getting up. And Maclin, you remember, had a big scare last year prior to the season, had a virus. And they thought it was going to be a lot worse than that, and ended up leading the Eagles in receiving.
really feels like he's poised to have a huge year. Has put 10 pounds of muscle on and really nondescript there at the end of the play. It looks like they're looking at that left knee. We'll keep an eye on that.
Damaris Johnson, rookie from Tulsa, replaces him. Vick in trouble. And going against the grain, throws the ball away. Browns doing a good job penetrating, and that time the middle linebacker DeQuell Jackson caused him some difficulty.
Look at a play like that right there again at the end. Good play by Michael Vick. Living to see the 3rd and 5, but sometimes that instinct, that athletic ability causes him, when he doesn't need to leave the pocket, to leave the pocket. You got to credit the Cleveland Browns too, because they've been popping them in the mouth. When you get pressure, you're going to flush that pocket.
McCoy is out, and Jeremy Maclin is back in the game. Eagles are 3 of 4 on 3rd down. They need 5 yards here. Vick sidearms it, and Maclin makes the catch but won't get the first down. As he is tackled at the 13 by Dimitri Patterson. Another good defensive play by the Browns DB, and a pickup of 3, and now Maclin is shaken up once more.
Tough series for Jeremy Maclin. Vick with a good ball. Dimitri Patterson, that's good football. You get to the sticks, you keep the ball in front of you. Jeremy Maclin wishes he had that flak jacket that Michael Vick's wearing today, because he just took a shot in the ribs from a former Eagle.
So Maclin hurt for the 2nd time in the series. Another timeout. Tie game. Michael Vick back to the drawing board. 3-3 the score. And on 4th down, Chaz Henry will be kicking. Joshua Cribbs deep for the Browns. Looking to get into good field position. Good kick by Henry.
He's always dangerous.
Boy, is he ever. And this time the Eagles with terrific special teams coverage. 60-yard punt. And Kurt Coleman makes the tackle. Well, Scott Fujita, not active today. In fact, he was never really on the roster. And as you know, Friday, the 3-member panel overturned the suspension of the New Orleans bounty case. And Fujita was supposed to be suspended for 3 games. And Fujita still on the sideline working with the defense. First down on the 31. Brandon Weeden tried to go short to Trent Richardson for a game break. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Scott Fujita's old Saints team could use him today. They tried to blitz, but the Redskins pick it up. RG3 makes it pay off. 16 yards to Aldrick Robinson. They've had the ball 3 times. Robert Griffin III has 2 touchdown passes already, and they lead by 10 in New Orleans. Dick and John.
Well, a great start for the Redskins as you look at what the offensive leaders of the Browns have done so far. Richardson has been held to just 10 yards on 5 carries. And he's going to get a chance for more here, and loses his helmet and gets 9 yards. Well, that's the Trent Richardson the Browns were hoping for. He gets 9 yards. His helmet got a lot more.
I'm sorry, I can't contain myself, but that's what this kid brings to the table. You saw it all right there. A rare combination of vision. He finds the hole, a burst, and then he finishes, and he finishes violently. That's the way you finish a run. That's the way you play football in the National Football League.
Well, Coleman's helmet flew about 10 yards. There's a message there. 3rd down and 1. They go to Richardson, not this time, and coming in to make the play, D'Amico Ryans. So Ryans already paying dividends, the newcomer in his Eagle debut, and that will bring up 4th down, a loss of 2.
And D'Amico Ryans tells his buddy from Alabama, not so fast. You may knock the helmet off my teammate. Not of me. I'm getting in your backfield and making a play. Outstanding play by D'Amico Ryans.
Eagles revamping their defense. Michael Kendricks, the rookie from Southern California, winning the job at the strong side backer spot. And now Reggie Hodges will be kicking. And Damaris Johnson is back deep. And it's dropped. And It hasn't been touched yet, and the Browns finally do at the 6. So a 55-yard kick, but look at this collision. Kurt Coleman will remember that one.
Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet. From kickoff to the last yard, Chevy runs deep.
Eagle offensive leaders. And Jeremy Maclin shaken up twice on the last series, and Damaris Johnson has replaced him as a wide receiver. Deshaun Jackson getting the big plays, but thus far the Browns haven't really been burned by the big play by the Eagles.
No, they haven't. Big plays is a different definition with the Philadelphia Eagles. You keep them at 20 yards, 25 yards, you're fine. But if I'm Marty Mornhinweg and Andy Reid, I'm going up top to Deshaun Jackson, trying to get this thing going right now.
From the 19, Vic may do just that. Doesn't see a receiver, takes off and gets the first down as he gets close to the 30-yard line. He'll get 11 yards out of it.
You talk about the familiarity of these coaches. Dick Jauron's coached with Andy Reid. He knew what Andy Reid was thinking right there. They were trying to take that shot up top. Dick Jauron gives double safety help to those corners. Vic does what he has to do. He takes what they give him, first down, moving the chains. They were trying to take a shot downfield right there.
And John, they marked it at the 19. It looked like the 6, but it had touched a Browns player. So they moved it up to the 19 during our break. And now a first down for the Eagles on the 30. And here is Vic under siege, and the pass going right through Selleck. Hard pass for something that was about 5 yards, and it was Buster Skrine with a corner blitz.
Andy Reid told us the biggest thing he worked on with Michael Vick this offseason was his efficiency against the blitz. Michael Vick recognizes it. They had a good play called for it with the screen pass to Selleck. They didn't quite execute it. Good sign for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jeremy Maclin back on the field.
Vick, meanwhile, has rushed for 27 yards on 3 carries, twice getting first downs out of it. Hand off to LeSean McCoy. McCoy bursts it, has another first down as he gets close to midfield. Jaquay Parker, and a penalty flag down back on the 28.
Number 62 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. Second down.
Jason Kelce, the center, so we've had penalties on Dunlap, Mathis, and Kelce in the offensive line so far for Philadelphia.
There's Kelce right there. And we'll see, he grabs a handful. I'm not so sure about that. Usually you get hands inside. They aren't calling that. But they called it. That's the play that was so successful for LeSean McCoy last year. The sprint draw that Howard Mudd, the offensive line coach, brought with him from the Indianapolis Colts. Perfect for the skills of LeSean McCoy.
Fifth penalty against the Eagles. It'll be second down and 20. Vick has Selleck, and the tight end is knocked out of bounds at the 29. Picks up 9 on that play. Winding down to 8 minutes remaining in the first half. 3-3 to score. The Browns scoring first on a 43-yard field goal. Taking advantage of a fumble by McCoy. Vick threw an interception, but the Browns had a punt, did not get a first down. And the Eagles could not do much with the turnover they got from the Browns. 3rd and 11. Vick looked deep first, has to settle for something short, won't get that either. McCoy was the man he wanted to get it to, and it's 4th down coming up for Philadelphia.
Got to really applaud the Cleveland Browns and Dick Jauron, the coordinator for this defense. They're doing a nice job of pressuring Vick. Right here, max protection, trying to give Vick a good pocket and trying to get the ball downfield to Jackson. But they're all over it. Nowhere for Vick to throw. Double coverage on both receivers. This Cleveland defense playing good football.
Back there and up front too, as Chaz Henry punting to Joshua Cribbs. Fields it at the 19, gets by one defender, and Cribbs gets something out of very little and moves it out to the 37-yard line. So McCoy showing frustration, and Vick wanted to go deep. Nothing was there. It's still 3-3, Browns ball. This Wednesday, are you ready for the new season of the X Factor? Simon Cowell and L.A. Reid are back. Joining them are new judges Demi Lovato and the one and only Britney Spears. The X Factor. Don't miss the premiere of the new season this Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox. Dick Duran, and what an architect of a terrific effort so far against the prolific offense.
Doing a very nice job, not giving up the big play. That's where Philly hurt you. Also getting their hits on Michael Vick. That will take its toll.
First down on the 36 for Brandon Weeden. And Whedon's pass incomplete, intended for Greg Little. Weeden now is 4 for 10 for 38 yards and interception. How do you rate him so far, John?
You know, I think he's been okay. Missed opportunities, though. We saw it on that first drive where they put 3 points on the board. Mohamed Massaquoi wide open in the end zone. Again, to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, you need touchdowns. Got to find him here. I think Greg Little let him down here. He put a good ball on him going into the end zone. And it was a big drop that led to an interception for Weeden.
And then, of course, he was close to a score when he threw the interception. Second down and 10. Richardson is tackled behind the line of scrimmage by D'Amico Ryans. Good play there. Now it's time for a game break. Here's Patrick O'Neill.
Dick taking you to Arrowhead. We're about to see Matt Castle's first rushing touchdown since 2008. Also has one through the air as Atlanta, Kansas City tied up at 17 late in the second. Dick and John.
All right, Patrick, a lot of scoring so far in that game. Meanwhile, Richardson has knocked the helmet off of a defender, but has only averaged a little over 2 yards a carry in 8 tries.
Yeah, you know who's a big guy responsible for that right now is D'Amico Ryan. And for all the talk that he's washed up in Philly, not so fast. He's been all over the field here today.
Brandon Jackson, the running back, and going deep is Weeden. And this one is intercepted by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. A textbook coverage on Travis Benjamin as Weeden tried to go deep, and it's picked off the second turnover.
This is a size mismatch. You got a 5'10" Travis Benjamin going up against the 6'2" Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, and that's where, I don't care if you're a 28-year-old rookie, you're still a rookie. Bad decision right there by Brandon Weeden. You're going to go up top. Don't do it against a guy 4 inches shorter than the guy he's going up against.
So the second interception thrown by Weeden. And now the Eagles will start from the 26. 2 field goals marking the scoring in this game. Michael Vick in trouble and will go down back at the 15-yard line. TJ Ward, Brown's strong safety, second sack of the game for Cleveland, and Vick loses 10.
You know what Dick Duran's doing a great job of is mixing the coverages, sometimes going too deep, sometimes bringing blitz, sometimes going with 4. The late rush here by TJ Ward, his guy blocks, he comes and fills. The Cleveland Browns are in Michael Vick's head right now. As a defense, TJ Ward's been all over the field as well.
No question about it. That time Vick just ran right into Ward. So second and 20, how many times have the Eagles been in that second and 20 situation? Here's McCoy. And McCoy tripped up by Craig Robertson. But he got some yardage back, 7, with under 6 minutes remaining in the half.
And if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you came into this game with all the expectations, with all the edicts from your owner. To me, this favors the Cleveland Browns. Tony Dungy used to always tell us when we were the underdog in Tampa, just keep us in the game till that 4th quarter, and the pressure's on them. I think that's what's mounting right now for Andy Reid and the Philadelphia Eagles.
You're right, and for the Cleveland Browns, they get more confidence and more assurance that maybe they could spring an upset the more they hang in there. 3rd and 13. Pass is caught out by Clay Harbor, and Harbor will be short of the first down by a good 3 yards. So they'll give Vick the short pass, don't give him the first down. They got 10. And 4th down coming up again, and Henry will come in to kick it.
Now the interesting thing with that, we asked Pat Shurmur, is that the thought, just keep us in the game? He said, I've never subscribed to that idea. I want to score points. I want to throttle people. But they aren't there as a franchise as of yet.
Cribbs is back. Inside the 15, Joshua Cribbs. Cribbs And another good return by the veteran who has done this so well over the years. Hakeem Jordan making the stop after the 23-yard return. Well, they called it the Dream Team last year, John, with all of the high-profile acquisitions. And we know about the 8-8 record. And when Jeff Lurie said, look, 8-8's not good enough for me. Well, you know, Andy Reid doesn't like 8-8 either. He's looking for a lot better.
He doesn't. But, you know, I think the important thing is they got to remember how they finished last year. It went from Andy Reid saying an all-star team to we started playing like a team. They're all right. They just got to stay calm here and find a way to get the ball in the end zone.
And one of the Eagles jumping offside, Cedric Thornton. This has not been a good first half for the Philadelphia Eagles, not taking anything away from the Browns. But the turnovers and the penalties, they're confusing Vic, no question.
Number 91 of the defense, encroachment, making contact, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Well, Ken Roan announced it on Fletcher Cox, but it was Cedric Thornton, number 72. And the 6th penalty against the Philadelphia Eagles. And, you know, next week, the Eagles take on Baltimore, and they want to get a head of steam going, some momentum. But playing this way, the way they are so far in this first half, is really not sufficient.
That's not going to cut it. And again, it's the mistakes. It's the turnovers early that has cost them. And again, you give a team like Cleveland confidence, you let them hang in, they become dangerous.
1st and 5. Whedon's pass caught a yard short of the first down as Mohamed Massaquoi. So a good tackle by Michael Kendricks. 2nd-round pick from University of
Philadelphia fans, sometimes you wonder how a guy lasts till the 2nd round, because this guy's going to be a football player for you. Look at him get back, read the eyes, and then his closing speed is unparalleled in this league right now. I watched the film and I thought it was in fast forward. The guy's moving so fast. Good football player, Michael Kendricks.
Trent Richardson's not going to get anywhere. Stop for no gain. The Eagles have done a good job of not letting the rookie running back explode. And so now it'll be 3rd down and 1. Talk about Kendricks. Juan Castillo, who is the defensive coordinator for the Eagles, talking about Kendricks, how relentless he's been. So they've obviously upgraded at the linebacker spot.
Some enthusiasm from Juan Castillo. He's trying to teach you the wide 9, Dick, huh?
I think after about 3 demonstrations, I was able to get it right. Brandon Jackson replaces Richardson. Play action for Whedon. He goes to Jackson, 1st down, and he edges into Eagle territory. And for a game break, let's return to Patrick O'Neill.
Thank you very much, Dick. Going to Tennessee, and I tell you what, Tom Brady loves his tight ends. Hernandez already had one. Time to get Gronk. Rob Gronkowski, 28th career TD. New England up on Tennessee, 21-3.
In the first half, and this Ram team. All right, thank you very much, Patrick.
That kid Brady has a chance. He might be something someday.
Well, you know, he wasn't picked very high in the draft, though, John. You think they knew what they were doing?
No.
1st and 10. Trent Richardson back in there. Another play action for Whedon. Getting some pressure here. And Whedon smartly throws it away. Hakeem Jordan, who beat out Brian Rolle at the weak side backer position, forcing Whedon. That's been really the best pressure we've seen the Eagles put on the rookie quarterback.
And you see so much similarity in these offenses because Pat Shurmur was taught by Andy Reid. Right there, it was just what the Eagles had done and tried to do in the preceding series. They max pro, they protect up, and they tried to take a shot down to Travis Benjamin. Good decision by Brandon Whedon. It wasn't there. Throw the football away.
And they're hoping Whedon will finally be the guy after all of those tryouts. And here is a slant, incomplete, intended for Josh Gordon. Nnamdi Asomugha was defending. Now 3rd down and 10 upcoming.
That's where Nnamdi Asomugha. I think it took the Philadelphia Eagles a little while to learn what they had in Asomugha and how to best play him. What he's best at is a press corner. Get up in someone's face, use that length of his, and shut down a receiver. They got closer towards that at the end of last year, and I think with an offseason will even grow further this year.
Todd Bowles was brought in as the defensive backs coach. He was an interim head coach with Miami, and he has helped the whole defense. So 3rd down and long. Here's Whedon's throw. And incomplete. He had a man in Mohamed Massaquoi on the sideline, and that pass nowhere near him. So it'll be 4th down, and the Browns will have to kick it away.
Everybody boos at Whedon, but that's what this Philadelphia Eagles defense can do to you. Look at this pressure. Again, led the league in sacks. Cullen Jenkins, and wow, Jason Babin. You wonder, the real officials there, is that a roughing the passer? It looked like more than 2 steps to me.
So Whedon now 6 of 16 and 2 interceptions. Reggie Hodges will boot it away to Demarcus Johnson. Fair catch, and the ball goes into the end zone for the touchback. 2:37 remaining in the half. We're 3-3, and Dick Geron eyeballing Michael Vick with his defense and doing a good job.
Consistent hits on Michael Vick against quarterbacks. Those take their toll, particularly a quarterback who's had durability issues. It affects their health, and it also affects their effectiveness. And it's starting to take a toll on Michael Vick.
And you know, the big story here, you mentioned not only the durability, but the effectiveness of Vick. And you always have to worry about that, because Dick Geron said, you know, all of a sudden, you know, they'll have a couple of ugly downs and then the big play. And there's LeSean McCoy, hardly an ugly down, and a flag goes down after McCoy is tackled. Seemed to have enough for the 1st down on a brilliant piece of running there. And
Holding, number 18 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
so Jeremy Maclin, who's been shaken up a couple of times back in the game, called for holding. They already called Maclin for an offensive pass interference earlier in the game.
And the consistent theme with the Philadelphia Eagles right now, they're killing themselves. They get a drive going, there comes a turnover. They get a good run, here comes the penalty. Look at the end of that.
When they put their arms up, you know they're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
I don't know whether that was a true call anyway, but it's 1st down. And here is Vick's pass. And the catch made by Maclin, and all over him was screened. And a minimal gain of 4. And we approach the 2-minute warning. Remember, this is an Eagle team that was 8th in points in the NFL last year, and right now held to 3 by a team that was 4-12. And they're not going to get the play off. 2-minute warning here at the stadium by the lakefront. Michael Vick shaking his head. It's been that kind of half. 3-3. Well, coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league, and the Fox Sports Ticker will keep you updated with up-to-the-second stats. Sheldon Brown out with a shoulder injury, has not returned, questionable for him, and T.J. Ward with cramps. So Ray Ventrone is in at strong safety. Screen is the corner. Here's LeSean McCoy. 1st down. What a great run by McCoy. The first good run he had moments ago was nullified by a holding call on Maclin, but he gets 22 big ones here.
Here's this sprint draw we talk about. You're going to invite the defensive end up the field, give the ball to LeSean McCoy. Another way to create space. You want to get your best athletes the ball in space. LeSean McCoy fits that bill. This play has been wildly successful for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, John, McCoy has averaged 9.3 yards per carry, 56 on 6 carries. 1st down at the 46 of the Eagles. Vick fires downfield and trying to get it to Deshaun Jackson. Hayden was down there with him. Now time for a game break. Here again, Patrick O'Neill.
In Minnesota, Vikings, Jaguars, perhaps a few million people kicking themselves for not drafting AP, Adrian Peterson. He's returned from that torn ACL and MCL. First TD of the year. Jacksonville up on the Vikes, 9-7. Dick and John.
How do you keep him off the field?
That's a good sight for Minnesota fans, for football fans, because a class act, Adrian Peterson. Let me tell you, another guy who's having a great game today, Joe Hayden. He's kept Deshaun Jackson very quiet.
Here is Vick. And trying to get it to Macklin, incomplete. Talked about Joe Hayden, who has avoided suspension for this game for the violation of substance abuse league policy. He's appealed it. And Joe Hayden, who was a great admirer of Michael Vick. Hayden was a quarterback in his high school in Maryland. Loved his style, did Michael Vick, and now he can see it face on.
He said if he picks him, he's going to ask for a signature on the ball. I don't think that's going to work, Joe.
Boy, he admires him that much. 3rd down and 10 from the 46. Vick gets protection this time, and the pass incomplete, deflected, intended for Johnson. Hey, the Browns have been brilliant. Vick is now 14 for 23, 135 yards.
Really what you see, the turnovers early hurt the Philadelphia Eagles. Now all those hits that they put on Michael Vick starting to affect his accuracy. You don't necessarily have to sack quarterbacks. You have to affect quarterbacks, and they've done that well, the Cleveland Browns defense has.
Chaz Henry will punt it away, and Joshua Cribbs back at the 10 for the Browns. Cribbs at the 8 and doesn't get to the 20-yard line. Well, this is a surprise. There's no question about it, John. What we've seen in this first half with Michael Vick under siege, the Browns really playing a terrific defensive game.
But you and I know it. The feeling at the Browns facility, although they knew they were big underdogs, they were confident. And it's the youngest team in the league, but a confident team. Now they got to turn this into points. We've seen missed opportunities from both sides. If they can cash in with some points here, go into halftime with a little lead, that confidence is going to go even higher.
You know, after a while, it's just staying in the game isn't enough.
That's right.
So the Browns will start from the 18. Richardson getting a couple of yards. So it's been a frustrating first half for the head coach Andy Reid as well, getting Deshaun Jackson away from the officials. They don't need an unsportsmanlike penalty on top of all that.
Andy Reid says, I bark at the officials, you stay away, Deshaun Jackson. And they're frustrated with the officials, the holding penalties and such.
Timeout, Philadelphia.
The Eagles will call a
timeout. This will be a 30-second timeout.
That is a first timeout by the Eagles, hoping to get the ball back for one last chance. So Andy Reid, who has been the most successful coach in Philadelphia Eagles history in his 13th year, and of course everyone in football felt for Andy when he lost his son Garrett during the preseason in August, and he's had to really battle through family problems involving his sons. Of course, a lot of them have been successful now at Temple University, is trying to be a player and trying to be a coach. So Andy Reid, who Michael Vick says can be so funny, he has a sense of humor that has me in tears sometimes, and that's a side that people don't see of Andy Reid.
I think Andy's been in so many people's hearts and prayers with the loss of his son. He and his wife Tammy, he's here today.
Richardson crosses the 25, 2 yards shy of the first down. And timeout call.
Timeout. Philadelphia, second team charge timeout. Be a 30-second.
Eagles second timeout. Pat Shurmur.
See Pat Shurmur. I thought it was a class act that Mike Holmgren, the president of the Browns, Pat Shurmur, Brad Childress, all the people that had an association with Andy Reid got on the plane, went to the funeral, and Andy Reid communicated to us when we sat down with him yesterday how much that and all the support he's received from everyone has meant to he and his family.
You know, there's so much, you mentioned the connections between the Browns and the Eagles. You know, Pat Shurmur, of course, Mike Holmgren, Reid breaking in with Holmgren. Dick Duran coached with the Eagles for a year, and Brad Childress is the offensive coordinator for the Browns. 3rd down and 2. Brandon Jackson is in at the running back spot. Whedon's throw is incomplete, trying to get it to the tight end Owen Marisick, and pressured by Jason Babin. Marisick the fullback for the Browns, so it's 4th down.
You talk about this wide 9 defense. It's an alignment. Outside, they love it versus play action pass. Again, pressure, but that's a good football that Owen Marecic has to catch. Dick, if you remember out in practice Friday, they ran this exact play. What did Owen Marecic do? He dropped it in practice. You play how you practice.
And you said, I really wonder whether they're going to run that play on Sunday after that. Reggie Hodges will be kicking into Damaris Johnson. Good high kick. Fair catch called for by Johnson at the 26. And you get the feeling that the Eagles getting the pressure on Whedon a lot more since the early going.
They are, and you also get an impression that this Eagles offense, we saw Deshaun Jackson barking at officials, that they're frustrated. It could put an ease to some of that frustration by getting some points on the board prior to halftime. A good opportunity, 49 seconds left, to run a good efficient 2-minute drill and get points on the board.
Well, they're starting from the 26. And they have 1 timeout remaining. Vick has completed 14 of 23. Those are his numbers. Has also averaged 9 yards a rush. LeSean McCoy, 56 yards already on the ground. Here's pressure on Vick. And trying to get it to McCoy, but Craig Robinson defending. Eric Hagg, the free safety, came in untouched on Michael Vick.
And we talked about how last year they felt like he was too ineffective against the blitz as a passer. This is ineffective and it's careless with the football. Almost another interception right there for Michael Vick. Got to react to the blitz. You got to be able to diagnose it and then react well to it. Something he struggled with last year. I'm not seeing much improvement thus far this year.
2nd down and 10. Vick completes the pass to McCoy and trying to get enough for the 1st down. With the clock starting to become a factor, it will be a 1st down for the Eagles. Close to 10-yard pickup.
You see the numbers versus the blitz. Quarterback rating very confusing. One thing I do know, 59.1, that's not good. Towards the bottom of the league, 27th in the NFL. Today been a little bit better. But right there was careless with the football.
Last year, 11 of Vick's 14 interceptions came against the blitz. 1st down. 1 timeout left. And Vick's pass, and that was a dangerous throw. It was intended for McCoy, and D'Qwell Jackson was in the neighborhood, and you could see the confusion in the body language of Michael Vick here with 30 seconds left in the half.
Confusion and frustration. He just looked over at his head coach, Andy Reid, shrugged his shoulders. Andy Reid told him, calm down, stay in there. He's got to keep his quarterback in the game. Early on, he came out sharp. The Cleveland defense, you got to give them credit. Through all these hits, through mixing coverages, they've confused him. He's rattled right now.
2nd down and 10. Vick going up top. And the catch is made by Jeremy Maclin. And it seemed to hang up there for a defender to get near it. Screen making the tackle and a big gain of 36.
Well, this is a good way to get unrattled, to unleash a throw. You got a backup corner in there. Sheldon Brown out. Go to that coverage.
Timeout.
Go to that coverage against Mr. Screen.
3rd and final timeout. Be a 30-second timeout.
And there's Maclin with the catch. His 5th catch of the game. And the Eagles call their final timeout, but they are in field goal range.
Credit where credit's due. That's just a beautiful ball. You can't throw it any better than that. And that's the talent. That's the glimpses we see from the Philadelphia Eagles, and why many people's minds they're a Super Bowl contender this year.
And this is why it's so difficult, because the Eagles are just laying in wait, and the Browns doing more than holding their own. But all of a sudden,
reset the game clock for 23 seconds.
All of a sudden they get the long pass out of there, and the Eagles could be in position to either get a touchdown or a field goal and have a lead and say, look, you know, we took against the tough Browns team, but we have a lead at intermission.
Now let's unleash it. And that's what Andy Reid will tell you. Hey, fellas, a little sloppy in the 1st half. This team's hung in there. Now let's put them away. And that's how the Philadelphia Eagles put you away. It's the big plays. Dick Duran said, we can give them chunks, little chunks. We can't give them the big chunks. That's a big chunk that Jeremy Maclin just cashed in on.
And now the assignment for the Browns is to hold the Eagles to a field goal if they don't get a turnover out of it. 23 seconds left. 1st and 10 at the 18 here in the second quarter. Vick drills it. Caught. Touchdown. Deshaun Jackson at the back of the end zone. Or is it Jeremy Maclin who makes the catch? Maclin with the touchdown. And the Eagles get the first touchdown of the game.
You talk about a wonderful throw back to back. I think that instilled some confidence in Michael Vick. The long throw to Maclin that set up that touchdown, and that was an absolute laser that he just threw to Jeremy Maclin right there.
18-yard play, and Maclin, who has 6 catches for 85 yards. And the touchdown, making it 9-3. And that quieted this crowd here at Cleveland Brown Stadium. Alex Henry with the extra point. 17 seconds left, and the Eagles take a touchdown lead.
Jeremy Maclin, they're going to clear the area with Deshaun Jackson. He's going to draw a lot of attention. Pulls Eric Hegg, the middle safety, out. Wide open for Jeremy Maclin. An absolute strike from Michael Vick.
Eagles are grateful that Maclin is still in there after sustaining a couple of injuries. And no defender at the back of that end zone. 5 plays, 74 yards. And it only took the Eagles 32 seconds to score.
And this is where Michael Vick's at his best. He is absolutely beautiful to watch throw the football. You can't throw it any better right there. That is clinic tape on how to throw the deep fade. Jeremy Maclin with wonderful concentration. This guy's hooking up back to back with the big plays for the Philadelphia Eagles.
So that's the scoring drive, but 2 passes to Maclin for 64 yards. And the Eagles starting to feel it again. So getting the big play, now starting to make its presence felt for the Eagles. Picked up at the 25 by a lineman. And the Browns now with 14 seconds. So Brandon Weeden comes out, and the Browns playing well, maybe outplaying the Eagles for most of it. And look what they have to show for it, trailing by a touchdown.
And this is the NFL. Brandon Weeden and Pat Shurmur, they've hung in there, but you got to step up right now. You got to answer the call. Not a lot of time to make something happen here, but Pat Shurmur's got to go regroup this team. They've played well. They got to keep coming because Philadelphia just got going.
And the Eagles also getting more pressure on Weeden. And Weeden's pass incomplete to Benjamin. Biggest play for the Browns was the end around by Benjamin of 35 yards. So now 9 seconds remain in the first half. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Weeden 6 of 18 in his debut, 48 yards.
And you can see the arm talent that he has, but you can also see that they're starting to take their toll on him. Those hits, they're confusing him, and his receivers haven't helped a whole lot.
No, and he hasn't gotten the ball downfield the way he would have wanted. 2nd down and 10. Weeden, and the pass caught by Josh Gordon. He'll have the first down, but he's got to get out of bounds with 1 second remaining. Must have had the clock in his head, right, John? He got 20 yards and very close to ending this half.
And Josh Gordon's, they think, is a superior talent. They got him in the supplemental draft. They feel that this guy's got many of the great skills that guys like Terrell Owens have. He's got to put it on the film. He's got to put it on the field. But right here, this sets up for one chance at the Hail Mary pass.
Hoping for a penalty against the Eagles or a miraculous catch. But Weeden gets rushed. Going to run the clock out. And Weeden slides, and that will end the half. That's the end of the first half with the score. The Eagles 10 and the Browns 3. And we now go to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles for the Visa halftime, which starts. Getting ready for the start of the third quarter, the Eagles lead. Getting ready for the start of the third quarter, the Eagles lead the Browns 10-3. And a reminder to follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. Well, from the looks of things toward the end of the half, John, the Eagles steadied themselves, got the big play, got the go-ahead touchdown, and the defense starting to make its presence felt.
Yeah, and if I'm Andy Reid, I'd say, fellas, we weathered the storm. They came out hard. It's the opener. We weathered the storm. Now let's cut it loose. Let's finish this game. Remember, they have Baltimore next week. They better be clicking on all cylinders. They got to finish this game, though, most importantly. And if I'm Pat Shurmur, you got to continue to give Brandon Weeden, your young quarterback, some help. Don't cut him loose against these guys. Get Trent Richardson more involved. He looked like he started to get going. You got to sustain some drives, get him going, and continue to play good defense and prevent those big plays from the Philadelphia Eagles.
And on the Browns side of things, they're still only a touchdown down. And, you look at the halftime numbers. And the Eagles, to no one's surprise, 11 first downs to 6. Turnovers are even. There is Joshua Cribbs, who is back deep. And the third quarter is underway. Cribbs will run it out from 8 yards. And gets hit. Good coverage by the Eagles as he stopped at the 12. And right now, let's go down to Jennifer Hale.
Well, Dick, Pat Shurmur told me he would describe Brandon Weeden and Trent Richardson's performance as strong and solid. He says, quote, they've been battling their tails off. He did sit down with each of them individually at halftime and make a few tweaks he believes will make a big difference in the second half. As far as the defensive effort against the Eagles, he says, hey, good job, but you've got to be more efficient and you've got to finish stronger. Don't run out of gas. Dick?
All right, Jennifer, thank you very much. And Weeden's numbers so far, he has thrown 2 interceptions, completed 7. And Richardson trying to break one. First down on the 13. Here's Richardson. And the Eagle, Jason Babin, was right in his way, only 1 yard on the play. The Eagles have been right on Richardson, John, all game long. His biggest game was 9.
Watch Jason Babin. They talk about this wide 9. They talk about being a rush and then crash. When you rush upfield at 2 steps, you got to distinguish whether it's run or pass. If it's run, you got to crash down. Jason Babin does a wonderful job of it. Everyone thinks of this as a pass rush alignment. That's what it is, but you have to be able to play the run. Jason Babin executes that wonderfully right there.
2nd and 9. Pass caught, first down to Josh Gordon. Talk about Gordon could be a difference maker, as you mentioned. Supplemental draft pick from Baylor, gets 12 yards.
Look, someone from this receiving core has to emerge. If you're a young quarterback, you need a go-to target. You need someone who's going to emerge as your guy. Greg Little let him down. Can't not go to him. But who is it that's going to emerge for the Cleveland Browns at the wide receiver or tight end position?
Browns have it at the 26. Play action. And coming out of it is one of the linemen. And it looked like number 73, Joe Thomas, the left tackle. And Jason Babin putting the pressure on.
Remember, being under center, different for Brandon Weeden. Not really accustomed to it. Didn't do it much at Oklahoma State. But he said, I've got to throw the football on time. That's holding the football too long, and he paid for it. When you got Jason Babin and Trent Cole coming on you, you better get rid of the football or things like that happen.
So that's the first sack of the game. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Babin getting in there a lot for the Eagles at this point. Had 18 sacks a year ago. And here's the run to Richardson, who got tripped up. One of the Eagles tripped him up on his way past the 30-yard line. He gets 5 nonetheless.
If you're looking for positives for the Eagles, I think you look at this defensive line and linebacker unit led by Jason Babin and D'Amico Ryans, really taking control of this game, playing the game in the Browns backfield. And it's even keeping Trent Richardson, the young rookie, with so much promise, in check.
Richardson goes out, replaced by Brandon Jackson on 3rd down and 5. Weeden, and it's deflected by Brandon Boykin, the nickelback, as Mohamed Massaquoi was the intended receiver. So Boykin, the 4th-round pick from Georgia. Big role for him this season.
Brandon Boykin, lots being put on him. If you're playing in the nickel package, Brandon Boykin's that nickel slot defender. You're essentially a starter in the NFL these days. 50-60% of the plays, Brandon Boykin, a lot being put on him. He steps up to the forefront on that 3rd down.
Reggie Hodges will kick, and Damaris Johnson back deep for the Eagles. Good kick by Hodges. And on the 15, Johnson. Flag is down as Johnson is stopped at the 21-yard line. Ken Roan is the referee of this replacement crew on this first week of the season.
On the return, illegal block in the back, number 52, 10 yards from the end of the kick, 1st down.
They call it on Brian Rolls. So Whedon, who's now 8 for 21 for 80 yards, talking things over with the quarterback coach, Mark Whipple. We'll be right back.
By Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Mazda. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. By McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by Bud Light, the official beer of NFL fans. Here we go.
Michael Vick, who has thrown 1 touchdown. It's been the only TD of the game. And has rushed effectively. LaShawn McCoy with 50 yards. And Macklin, who has 6 receptions for 85 yards. And he caught the touchdown from Vick. Here's Vick's pass, threading the needle. Incomplete is the call. Clay Harbor was the receiver. So once again, Michael Vick getting into a danger zone, so to speak.
Really good play by Kaluka Mayava, who's filling in. He's the backup to the backup. Scott Pachita's backup. James Michael Johnson's down. They're really thin at linebacker.
You see the ball hit the ground. Crowd reacting that maybe it was deflected. It wasn't. Good call by the officials. 2nd down and 10. Here is McCoy, trapped, trying to get away, and very nearly does. And Buster Screen coming up to make the play.
That's excellent defense. That's excellent team defense. Watch, they're going to put an edge on it here. LaShawn McCoy's so good, you better come back and put an edge on it here. And there's Buster Screen to do it. That's good defense. Corralling a tremendous athlete like LaShawn McCoy. He makes it tough, but they're on point right here.
And it's 3rd and long on the 6-yard line. By the way, T.J. Ward, who had cramps, back in there at strong safety for Cleveland. 3rd down and 15. Browns looking for a good stop here and maybe field position. Vick has other ideas, and his pass incomplete. And off the hands of DeQuell Jackson, intended for Deshaun Jackson, and it's 4th down, and a flag is down at the 1-yard line. Let's see if there's a holding penalty.
And remember, if there is a hold in the end zone, it's a safety. Pressure inside. And Rubin gets his hand on Michael Vick's arm right there.
Holding, number 63. That penalty will be declined. 4th down.
You're right. Very close to being holding in the end zone, which is a safety, in that holding call on Danny Watkins. So it's 4th down. And Chaz Henry will be kicking from the back of the end zone. Joshua Cribbs at midfield. Browns trailing by a touchdown early here in the 3rd quarter. And looking to get good field position and make it count. Good defensive sequence that time by Cleveland. Good kick by Henry. Cribbs. And Cribbs won't get anywhere. And a terrific play by Akeem Jordan. And giving ground after the 61-yard punt by Henry. Browns get it. Still early in the 3rd. Cleveland Browns with the ball, and they were looking for a much better field position, but the great 61-yard punt by Henry and the special teams play. First down on the 39. Whedon, and it's picked off. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie with the interception. And a flag is down.
It's like they're going to get a personal foul at the end of the play after the interception on Philip Hunt. But again, a bad decision by Brandon Whedon. You're going after a much taller cornerback in Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie against a small receiver.
After the interception, we have a personal foul. Unnecessary roughness, number 76 against the green. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So Philip Hunt, number 76, on the personal foul. And Cromartie with the interception, his second of the game.
Now here's this matchup. 6'2" over here, 5'10" over here. If you're going to throw it, you better throw it out there and let Travis Benjamin use his speed. Brandon Whedon has done that twice. Those are rookie mistakes. We said he's 28 years old, more maturity, but we also said he's still a rookie. Seeing things he's not used to seeing, probably 6'2" corners with that type of speed. Has to make better decisions.
Greg Little, another Browns receiver, was pretty close to where that ball was thrown as well. So that is the third interception thrown by Brandon Whedon. And now the Eagles will have a first down on the 19 after the personal foul call. Vick handing off to McCoy. And McCoy just about getting back to the line of scrimmage. Good play by Frosty Rucker, the right defensive end.
Frosty Rucker trying to keep this crowd in it because this defense has done their part for the most part. That last drive, they let out the big play, but they've kept this Philly unit intact. This defense got to keep battling, and we'll see if the offense for the Cleveland Browns can make it happen.
The point you make about the crowd, because they were so up with the way they hung in the game and then deflated after the touchdown. Here is Vick, and Vick throwing short, incomplete. Clay Harbor covered by DeQuell Jackson. So it'll be third down and 10.
Another third and long. This Cleveland defense is hanging in there and playing well, and they deserve something from this crowd.
Well, tell the crowd that. First three possessions, Vick was 3 for 3, 0 for 6 in his last 6, and now needing 10 yards.
Third down was a problem for Michael Vick last year. He wasn't good enough on third down. An absolutely critical area as a quarterback in the NFL.
There's Vick. Quick pass, and it's caught by Johnson. And very close to the first down. And it appears from here to be maybe short by a half a yard or less.
Browns have done a nice job of this, keeping the ball in front of them. Ooh, that might be a challenge of a spot, because by the spot they have right now, it doesn't look like he has it. Curious to see if they would challenge the spot.
Well, they're going to measure first. Was the knee down before the ball went over that yellow line, which is not official, obviously.
Down right there. Good call by the officials. I think it's a good spot on further review.
They got it by maybe an inch.
And now if I'm Pat Shurmur, I might challenge the spot.
And he may be talking to those who could see it from upstairs. And Eagles having the first down at the 29. Despite leading 10-3, it's been a struggle for the Eagles against the Browns, a team that they said, well, that could be kind of a comfortable first game. There's McCoy. Been dangerous today, and McCoy finally brought down at the 35 by Ataba Rubin. 6-yard gain and another flag.
There's no foul on the play.
Watch it, Ken. You don't want to run into one of those big guys. That was Jabal Sheard. So 2nd down and 4 coming up for the Eagles. Vick 18 of 32. Has passed for 219 yards. Touchdown pass to Macklin for 18 yards. And has thrown an interception earlier in the game. And the Browns could not take advantage of that one. 2nd and 4. Here's McCoy coming upfield and tackled close to the 1st down yardage by Joe Hayden. So it'll be 3rd down and about a yard.
Dick, we talked about areas that Michael Vick struggled with last year. 3rd down, absolutely critical. You look at the guys up front, these are playoff quarterbacks. Breeze, Rodgers, Manning, Michael Vick way down at the bottom league, and then 4th quarter. Eli Manning had one of the great 4th quarter years, 15 touchdowns. Michael Vick, 21st. Critical areas where he needs to be better.
Third down and 1. And they give it to McCoy, and he's not going to get there. And it was L.J. Ford, an undrafted rookie from Northern Iowa. Let's see where they mark it. It appeared that McCoy was stopped short, but you never know, and we'll see where the spot is. Now where that official is very close to that line.
They called 1st down. I'd be asking for a measurement. I know that.
Crowd does not like where the spot was. And the knee did not touch the ground till after the ball was across and had enough for the 1st down.
Good point, Dick. He's on top of Ford as they roll forward, and that's the difference in 1st down or not.
They got him early, but they didn't get him down. On 1st down, here's Vick. And Vick's pass deflected and intercepted by L.J. Ford. And Vick with his 2nd interception of the game. And it's been a game filled with turnovers. Deflected by DeQuell Jackson into the hands of Ford. So each team has turned it over 3 times, and the Browns get it back.
We talked about Michael Vick. For the Eagles to get where they want to get, he's got to be better. Can't throw that football, Michael Vick. He knows it. He's disappointed in himself.
And there you see Jackson, who got a deflection into the hands of Ford. By the way, Ford starting. James Michael Johnson, the rookie from Nevada, was the original starter at strong side linebacker.
Look at where DeQuell Jackson comes from. He's going to locate the tight end. That's an excellent play. A throw Michael Vick can't make, but an excellent play by DeQuell Jackson. 1st
down at the 43 of the Eagles, and losing the ball is on the handoff. And Richardson was right there. They'll lose 3 yards on the play. There've been 6 turnovers, 5 interceptions so far in this game.
And I got to tell you, Dick, Brandon Weeden's starting to look like a 21-year-old rookie. He's not looking poised, not looking showing that maturity right now. And in this tight of game, you want to win games, you got to start wondering, is it time for Colt McCoy? He seems rattled. He seems unnerved right now.
You saw Jeremy Macklin going into the locker room, but he was running into the locker room. Brandon Jackson has come in at the back. 2nd down and 13. Pass caught, and the extra effort by Mohamed Massaquoi will give him the 1st down at the 33, picking up 13 yards for the Browns.
And every time I try to bench these quarterbacks, they come back fighting.
Well, I'll show you, Mr. Lynch. You're a good coach.
That's a good throw, and that's what this kid can do. He completed a lot of balls, 9,000 yards in his last 2 years at Oklahoma State, over 70 touchdowns. He can throw the football.
So far, the slant has been the most effective pattern. In trouble, and Weeden goes down. Back at the 42, Fletcher Cox, and Weeden's complaining, and a flag goes down. Flag goes down after Weeden was waving his arms. It would be the 2nd sack to this point of the Eagles.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, roughing the passer. Defense, 15 yards, 1st down.
And rookie or not, they're going to call that in the National Football League.
Yep.
Now, to Darryl Tapp's case, it looks like he's kind of squealing out and getting himself out of pressure. And you don't know if he's down, but they're going to protect quarterbacks. You got to know that as a defensive lineman. Hard for these guys because their job is to go kill quarterbacks. Let's put it bluntly. But at some point, you got to call off the dogs.
Well, Philip Hunt actually did fall on him after the whistle. So it's a first down now on the 25 of the Eagles. Here's Whedon again with the slant, and it's incomplete. Good defense that time by Asamoah on Josh Gordon. So once again, the Browns in position, getting the turnover, and unable really to dent the Eagles' end zone.
Here's Asamoah at his best. That's bump and run. Old school, Lester Hayes, Mike Haynes, up in their face, bump and run.
Trent Richardson goes nowhere. And it'll be third down. I'll tell you, D'Amico Ryans showing why the Eagles had so much confidence in him and perhaps settling down a weaker linebacking spot than a year ago.
A tremendous leader, and I think they really needed someone to bring this unit together. A ton of talent, but a lot of moving parts. A guy like D'Amico Ryans, the signal caller in the middle, the perfect guy for the job.
Third down and 9. Whedon drills it, and incomplete once again. And the pass defended by Boykin on Massaquoi, so it'll be fourth down. And the field goal team comes on.
There's Boykin in the slot, working against Massaquoi. Little hold, but does it like a vet does inside. They won't call that. An accurate throw from Brandon Whedon.
This will be a 42-yard field goal. Dawson kicked a 43-yarder in the first quarter, and the Browns led 3-0. And the kick is good. And I did not see a flag now. And the kick is good. So 2 field goals by Dawson. That's what the Browns have managed on offense. It's 10-6 in favor of the Eagles. Well, the Browns again have to settle for a field goal, a second field goal of the game. So they've taken advantage of the 2 of the 3 Eagle turnovers, but only for 3 points. Browns have turned it over 3 times on Whedon's 3 interceptions, but the Eagles have not managed to take advantage there. Dawson kicking off to Boykin. And he said, just hold it there, Mr. Boykin, and the Eagles will take it out on the 20-yard line. Michael Vick, some frustration today, but this team is up. First, Aaron Andrews, Eddie George, and Joey Harrington get you ready for kickoff with the Fox College Saturday pregame show. Then Heisman Trophy frontrunner Matt Barkley and the second-ranked USC Trojans head to Palo Alto for their toughest test yet as they take on 21st-ranked Stanford in the Pac-12 opener for both teams. First down on the 20. Vick gets hit and trying to get it to Brent Selleck, incomplete. Good pressure that time by T.J. Ward, the strong safety. They're coming from everywhere today.
And I really think a masterful job by this Cleveland defense and Dick Jauron of keeping Michael Vick off balance. Not a big blitzing team, but if you have a quarterback who struggled against the blitz last year, you got to sprinkle it in. Dick Jauron's done it and done it wonderfully.
It's the defense has been terrific for the Browns today. The offense less so. Second down and 10. Play action. Vick to the center of the field to Harbor, and the defender right there decks him at the 21-yard line. It was Kaluka Mayava, and a 2-yard pickup.
I can't say enough about this Cleveland defense and the job. Here we are, another 3rd and long. The crowd's starting to now show their appreciation because this defense has been awesome.
Took 12 snaps in preseason.
Yeah.
What does that all mean here?
Well, he's showing himself to be rusty. He's looked brilliant at times, some wonderful throws, but he's looked confused and off kilter at times as well.
He doesn't have Jeremy Maclin. He's in the locker room getting an IV. 3rd down and 8. And the pass up the middle and complete to LaShawn McCoy and Creighton Robertson. The linebacker, McCoy is elusive enough to get those extra yards. He couldn't there. 4th down, and the Eagles will have to punt.
You know what's incredible? This Cleveland Brown team that is so young, they've got 2 rookie free agent linebackers starting, and they're doing this good a job against the Philadelphia Eagles, keeping one of the more explosive offenses in football to 10 points to thus far.
They don't have Scott Fajita, as you know, and Chris Gokong, the weak side backer, out of there. Here is Cribbs backing up to the 11. Here is Joshua Cribbs. Runs right into an Eagle defender, but gets it out past the 30-yard line. Brian Roll on the tackle. A 62-yard punt, and for a game break, let's check in again with Curt Menefee.
Well, Tony Gonzalez now with the Falcons going back to Kansas City for the first time. He scores a touchdown in the game. A lot of that going on for the Falcons today. They've had 7 possessions, scored 7 times, and they're blowing out the Chiefs 40-17 in the 4th quarter. Good job.
Good start for the Falcons, Curt. Meanwhile, the Browns, who sport 15 rookies. That's an amazing number as the season begins. 1st down. Brandon Weeden getting some pressure, and the pass incomplete. And we're claiming he was held was Alex Smith, the tight end.
A lot of adjustments, Dick, for Brandon Weeden from college. Oklahoma State, remember, this in and of itself right there, thing called the huddle, that's new to him. He never huddled at Oklahoma State. He actually says he likes it because he gets to communicate with his players. The other part is what he's doing right now, the verbiage. He said, at Oklahoma State, we call a play Ace 95. At Cleveland Browns, he went through it much longer. 21 words some of these plays are.
It gets more complicated. 2nd down and 10. And another incompleted pass as Benjamin is covered by Rogers Cromartie. But what kind of terminology are we talking about?
Well, let me give you a little play. I called my old quarterback at Tampa Bay, Brad Johnson. I said, give me a West Coast play. Remember, Brandon Weeden at Oklahoma State, Ace 95. Under John Gruden, which is very similar to this offense, U shift to weak right, F short, spider 2, U banana, Z over, and oh yeah, Brad, by the way, heads up for 359 smoke or H2 Miami. How's that going?
Crazy.
A lot of adjustments for Brandon Weeden, and I was reading off a card. He doesn't have a card down there.
And he's going to use a timeout right here with 3rd down and 10 coming up. That's the first timeout called by Pat Shurmur and the Browns. 3rd and 10. It's been a long day for this offense for the Cleveland Browns. They managed to get a field goal on the first turnover, and then the second interception. They got nothing. And then they managed a field goal on a 3rd. He's thrown 3 picks today himself.
First one, not his fault. Greg Little should have caught that football. The next 2, I've talked about it, I think bad decisions. You're going after a corner and Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, who's 4 inches taller than your receiver, and you're throwing him up jump balls. Just not good decisions, rookie mistakes. Brandon Weeden will learn. You choose your battles in the National Football League.
So after the timeout, Browns, who need 10 yards, are 1 for 9 on 3rd down conversions. Maclin, who went into the locker room to get an IV, back out now at the bench. Third down and 10, pressure on Weeden. And that time, Jason Babin, who doesn't have a sack in the game, but has been really in the face of Weeden. It was a good protection early on for the rookie quarterback, but the Eagles have figured out a way of getting to him. And 4th down coming up.
The Eagles, and that's what we talked about in the open. You get in this situation where you're in 3rd and 10s, wrong situation against the Philadelphia Eagles. 50 sacks, led the NFL. Jim Washburn, the defensive line coach, as Pat Shurmur, the head coach of the Browns, said, they play capture the flag when it's 3rd and 10.
Short kick by Hodges. And a lot of the players around it, you always have to watch for the deflections, and the Eagles are indicating, or the Browns are, that the Eagles touch the ball and they should get it back. But that's not the call by the officials. The initial call was that it's Philadelphia ball. The Browns indicated it bounced off of an Eagle. So it'll stay with Philadelphia's possession.
Let's take a look here. The ball's rolling.
And here comes the challenge flag.
I'm not sure. It's Stanley Havili who's the Eagle in question. I'm not so sure it ever hit him.
The first illegal touching.
I don't think so. I think it avoided Stanley Havili, but the challenge has been made by Pat Shurmur.
You think Pat Shurmur got talked into that one from the crowd. The crowd was wanting the challenge, but that angle, can't tell. I think this is the better angle. I never see it touch him.
And remember, you need indisputable visual evidence to overturn the call on the field, and if the call challenge goes against the Browns, it would cost them a timeout. And then they would be left with one timeout the rest of this game.
And remember, in the NFL this year, new to the stadium experience is that the fans get to see exactly what the official is seeing underneath the hood, trying to make the in-game experience even better. So the fans will listen to them as they watch this be played over and over. But they aren't going to see much because we can't up here.
I think the fans are going to say it was touched by an Eagle no matter what the picture shows. Well, Whedon is 9 for 28 for 93 yards, and he has thrown 3 interceptions. And one of 5 rookies starting today. Let's take a look at his final college season compared to others.
It's neat to see the evolution here. In 1969, Hall of Famer Terry Bradshaw, 248 attempts. Troy Aikman, another Hall of Famer, 327 attempts his last year at UCLA. Now Peyton Manning, he threw the football a lot in 1997. Future Hall of Famer Peyton Manning. Brandon Whedon, 2011, 564 attempts, 37 touchdowns. Quite a college career, but he's learning that, Brandon, we aren't in Oklahoma anymore. We're in Cleveland, and we're facing the Philadelphia Eagles. A little tougher.
Those are his game numbers. He started the contest completing 4 of his first 6, but only 5 of 22 since. And his longest pass completion was 26 yards.
And you have to wonder, this defense has been so good. I mean, we got a 4-point football game right now, but it looks like it's going to be difficult for the Cleveland Browns to score on offense.
The field has been confirmed. It'll be first down, Philadelphia.
So now the Browns are down to 1 timeout left, and usually here you would say the Browns are charged with a timeout. That would come with the announcement. And they just did.
On cue.
We're just used to it.
But now this Cleveland defense, you got to start asking yourself, I've been on defenses like this where your offense really isn't producing. At some point you say, let's put it on our shoulders. Pick 6. Let's create a turnover. We'll see if the Cleveland Browns defense can do it. They've done everything else very well today.
Jeremy Maclin, who caught the touchdown pass, back on the field. Maclin is in there. 3 wide receivers set out for Michael Vick, and his pass is caught by Brent Selleck, and the tight end getting downfield, going deep to Selleck, and a 28-yard gain into Browns territory.
Well, that's improvement versus the blitz. They're going to bring Dimitri Patterson off the slot. Good pickup by LaShawn McCoy, a complete back Michael Vick stands strong in the pocket, finds another one of those weapons in Brent Celek.
You know, with the offense stumbling as they are for the Browns, the defense on the field more and more, which could take its toll. 5-minute more possession, time of advantage for the Eagles than the Browns. And this time Vick is being chased and throws it away. Good pressure that time by Eric Hagg. Chasing Vick down, who threw it away.
But a trend. This defense is getting a little bit desperate. They're coming off the corners now. Now with blitzes comes opportunity. You have one-on-ones outside. One-on-one with Deshaun Jackson, not a bad thing. Michael Vick, if he can stand in there, diagnose it, he's going to have a big opportunity with Deshaun Jackson or Jeremy Maclin. They're starting to blitz more in Cleveland, trying to make a play, trying to make something happen, because their offense isn't making anything happen.
Eagles have run 9 more plays off than the Browns. 2nd down and 10. And Vick has it deflected, batted at the line by Jabal Shurd. And now another 3rd down situation, 3rd and long for Vick.
And there it was for Michael Vick, another blitz. And he had his one-on-one that he wanted. He had Jeremy Maclin breaking across the middle of the field on a one-on-one. But Frosty Rucker does a great job of getting his hands up and blocking the football.
Eagles have run the ball 16 times, past 41. And that seems to be the way Andy Reid likes it. And this is obviously a passing situation. On 3rd and 10. Browns looking to hold 4th, and the pass is intercepted on a deflection. Joe Hayden. Flag is down, and Joe Hayden slowed up and tackled at the 22. Down by contact, but a flag is down at the 42-yard line. Vick with a sidearm throw off balance. Deflected off of Jeremy Maclin.
Holding on the offense. The penalty is declined. 1st down.
And a big play. And Joe Hayden, the admirer of Michael Vick, Mr. Lynch.
We'll see if Michael Vick will sign it. I don't think so. And that's a ball that possibly should be caught. You know, that's again, earlier in the game, Jeremy Maclin was hit going across the middle. Does he have a little bit of alligator arms? I'm not sure. But we said at some point the Cleveland defense says, let's put this in our own hands, and Joe Hayden delivers. Now we'll see if Brandon Weeden and this offense can make it pay dividends.
And it was Vick who slowed up Hayden. 49-yard interception return. 1st down, and on the screen pass, here's Trent Richardson. And Richardson just can't get away from those Eagle linebackers. Michael Kendricks, rookie from Cal, limiting Richardson to a 5-yard pickup. He's playing a lot more than we anticipated coming off of that knee surgery early August.
And we had a feeling he might. Pat Shurmur, it sounds good to say we're going to hold this guy back, but when you're in a 10-6 ball game, you want your best players out there. And Trent Richardson's one of the best players on this roster.
He's been in on 36 offensive plays, so he's been out there, hasn't had that many touches. But that's more than they had indicated. 2nd down and 5. Hand off to Richardson. Richardson breaks one and close to the 1st down. How did he get it to the 12 for the 1st down? Nate Allen makes the tackle. And it depends on the spot. Kurt Coleman, the free safety, missed the initial tackle, and it is a 1st down for the Browns. Now the crowd is alive again. The dog pound in full throat. In the waning seconds of this 3rd quarter. Captain Cleveland getting a bump and a high five from the fans around him.
I tell you, your quarterback's struggling. I might keep it in 33's hands.
1st down at the 12. Weeden to the end zone and trying to lead Alex Smith. Incomplete. And another penalty flag down.
Going to run the corner route on Michael Kendricks. Has clear separation.
Flag down at the 3.
Holding on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
And another penalty on the Eagles. So instead of 2nd and 10, it'll be another first down deeper into the red zone for the Browns. Andy Reid's club leading by 4. And if the Browns can manage to get the end zone here, they'll regain the lead going into the 4th quarter.
Yeah, to me, you invested a 3rd pick in the draft on Trent Richardson. Here's where he pays dividends. Give the football to him. Go behind your offensive line and drive it home.
1st and goal at the 7. They give it to Richardson, but the Browns are there, and there'll be a loss of 3. Cullen Jenkins coming in to make the play. The Eagles very effective with their defensive front 4, and that will be the end of the 3rd quarter. Browns are threatening. The Eagles lead the Browns 10-6
That will be the end.
after 3. And Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a break from your local Fox station. And welcome back to Cleveland Browns Stadium as we start the 4th quarter here in a game that is much tighter than anticipated. The Eagles leading the Browns 10-6. Joe Hayden with a 50-yard return of an interception, officially 49. Michael Vick has thrown 3 interceptions. Browns have fumbled once, but now it is 2nd and goal back at the 10 for Whedon, the rookie, and the pass is caught by Benjamin Watson on the deflection. And a 6-yard gain inside the 5. It'll be 3rd and goal.
And I'll tell you what, we've been giving Dick Jauron and the Cleveland defense a lot of credit because of who they're going up against, the Philadelphia offense. But Juan Castillo and this Philadelphia Eagles defense deserves a lot of credit. They've been awesome today, and everything is contested, as Benjamin Watson finds out.
And Michael Kendricks got a hand on that. We have had a bunch of tip balls today. Brandon Jackson is in the backfield, and here is Whedon's pass, and it's off the hands of an Eagle. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, who has 2 interceptions and looking for a 3rd.
Badly thrown football. You see 4 Browns over here. They're going to flood the zone. And Brandon Whedon throwing it to no one. Not a good decision. Again, should have been picked by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. Would have been the hat trick for him.
That would have been the 8th turnover of the game. So now Phil Dawson is on for a field goal attempt of 22 yards. Trying to bring the Browns to within 1. And he does. 200th career game for Dawson. 5th all-time for the Browns. Eagles by 1. Less than a minute gone by in the 4th.
This game is sponsored by Subway. It's Subway's birthday, and everyone is celebrating with $5 footlong faves all September long. By State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. And by Samsung. The next big thing is here.
And if you're wondering where was Brandon Whedon throwing it like I was, watch DeMeco Ryans. He's going to take the intended receiver, Jordan Cameron, out of the play right there. With little Chuck, you got to wonder, though, was that ball in the air? If so, might have been defensive pass interference. But DeMeco Ryans, to say the least, has made his presence known for this Philadelphia Eagles defense.
And you brought out a great point. You know, we've been lauding the Browns defense, and rightfully so, holding the Eagles to 10 points. But once again, the Eagle defense, remember the Browns are on the 22-yard line, 1st and 10, and couldn't get the go-ahead touchdown. Here's Brandon Boykin on the return, and Boykin doesn't get to the 20-yard line. And for a game break, let's check in with Patrick O'Neill.
In Detroit, Lions and the Rams. This caps off a 5-play, 80-yard drive. Kevin Smith with the touchdown. Tied at 20. Rams have the ball. They're threatening. St. Louis with only 2 wins last year. Can they get one week 1? Dick and John, back to you.
Very interesting. It's people like Green Bay in that NFC North, but what about Chicago and Detroit? A lot of people like the Bears this year.
How about Jeff Fisher hanging in there with the Detroit Lions?
1st and 10. Flag.
Ball start, offense, number 69. 5-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
Left guard Evan Mathis.
Too many mistakes. Not a clean effort. We've praised the Cleveland defense, and they deserve it, but too many mistakes for this Philadelphia offense. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. Turnovers, penalties, you name it, they've done it.
Turned it over a season's high 5 times last year, 4 already. Ball on the 13. Here is Vick inside his 5. Pass down the middle, and it's intercepted by the linebacker, DeQuell Jackson. Jackson inside the 5. Tar. Touchdown, Browns. DeQuell Jackson already has helped with a deflection on an earlier interception, picks this one off and goes 27 yards.
Great linebackers get back in their zones. They diagnose run or pass, and they find the receivers. They read the quarterback's eyes. Looks like a repeat of the pick earlier that DeQuell Jackson dropped. Excellent play. Michael Vick, you can't throw that football. Can't happen.
4 interceptions thrown by Vick. And 5 turnovers matches the season high of last year for the Eagles. And Phil Dawson with the extra point. And the Browns finally get a touchdown. It takes the defensive unit to do it. And it's 16-10. And this crowd in full throat now as the Browns lead. Still very early in the 4th. And Michael Vick can only shake his head. Vick, 4 interceptions. And for DeQuell Jackson in his 7th year from Maryland, the first touchdown of his career. And 5 turnovers committed by the Eagles. And the Browns lead by 6. Brandon Boykin will down it there, and the Eagles will take it out on the 20. So all of the Browns' points have come off of turnovers in this game. We have done nothing but praise the defenses really of both teams. But really, when you look at the Browns against a prolific scoring team like Philadelphia, it's a terrific job.
Absolutely. And Michael Vick, some of those picks are inexcusable, but give DeQuell Jackson and this defense credit for the Cleveland Browns. We said their offense isn't doing anything. At what point do they put it in their own hands? This defense has put it in their own hands, and they've got their team ahead in the 4th quarter against the Philadelphia Eagles.
But you know, it takes just one play, one big play to erase all of that, as LeSean McCoy, with a good run on 1st down, has a 1st down and more as he gets to the 35, and T.J. Ward makes a big tackle, but a pickup for McCoy of 15.
And if I'm Andy Reid right now, I go to Old Faithful, and Old Faithful for this team right now is that guy, number 25, LeSean McCoy. He fumbled earlier today, but he's not a fumbler. He makes good things happen when he touches the ball. I'd rely on my best player, and he's your best player right now.
He's averaged over 6 yards a carry and over 100 yards rushing as a team for the Eagles. 1st and 10. And here is McCoy again, has a blocking behind him and goes out of bounds, picking up nearly 5. So I think here is one of those issues that you had mentioned before about the Browns' ability to defend against a big play, because it's a big play that could deflate the Browns once again if the Eagles can manage it.
Absolutely, but I think the Browns defense is the aggressor right now. You got Philly on your heels, and I think Philly, Marty Morningwing, like I said, is going to keep it in LeSean McCoy's hands because Vick hasn't earned that trust today.
And again, it's McCoy, and McCoy will have another 1st down. McCoy, with 7 yards, now has 82 yards rushing on the day. So not letting Michael Vick at this point to throw the ball in this series. It's a 1st down at the 47 of Philadelphia, and Bryce Brown, the rookie from Kansas State, gives McCoy a breather.
And he looked outstanding in the preseason. He is a rookie. Are they going to trust him with the ball in his hands?
What better time than now? And Brown gets to midfield. Frosty Rucker on the tackle.
Dick, you brought up a great point. I believe it was last series. This Browns defense, as good as they've been on the field a lot today. And a good way to wear down a tired defense is to continue to pound the football. The Eagles having some success on this drive, trying to settle down their rattled offense.
2nd and 6. Vick will throw it here, and it's knocked down. Intended for Deshaun Jackson, and Buster Skrine makes the defensive play.
It's just good defense. Up there challenging Jeremy Maclin. Contesting the throw. His arm's there. He's not tugging him, though. That's okay. Good finish on the ball. Vick wanted to call. But that's the frustration of these Eagles. They're begging for calls instead of making plays.
3rd down and 6. Browns looking for a hold and chance to get the ball back. Vick's pass, and it's caught by Jason Avant, and a clutch 1st down for the Eagles to the Browns 41. An 8-yard pickup. It's amazing how the crowd was silenced on one pass. There are Vick's numbers on 3rd down. LaShawn McCoy checks back in the game at the tailback. McCoy. And McCoy with another 1st down inside the 30. They have not stopped McCoy. He did lose the ball once today, and Stanley Havili, the fullback, out with a good block to free McCoy for a gain of 13.
Now remember, this is the Cleveland Brown defense that really majored in bend but don't break last year. 5th in the league in points allowed. They've allowed teams to get yards, but can they keep them out of the end zone? We'll see.
30th against the run, and the Eagles have rushed for 131 yards. First down, and the screen is tipped but caught by McCoy, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage if that. And John Hughes, the rookie defensive tackle, got a hand on it. They'll lose 1 yard. Nearly 5 minutes gone by in the 4th. McCoy has touched the ball 5 times on this drive alone, and it's 2nd down and 11. And now make it 6 as McCoy stopped by DeQuell Jackson, picking up 2 yards. It'll be 3rd down for the Eagles.
Dick, 2 guys you have to single out on this Browns defense. It's been a collective effort, but DeQuell Jackson and Joe Hayden have been absolutely awesome all over the field. Deshaun Jackson's been quiet. That's because Joe Hayden's been on his butt all day long.
Joe Hayden is at the bottom of your screen. Bryce Brown has replaced McCoy at running back. Here's Vick dancing his way. And going downfield is Vick, and out of the end zone is his pass. Nothing doing there, so it'll be 4th down and long for the Eagles.
And if you're sitting at home saying, we got to go for it here, not smart. You got to trust your defense. Your defense has been good. Remember, you have a rookie quarterback on the other side in Brandon Weeden, who struggled today. Your defense is playing well. Trust your kicker, get the points, and trust your defense to get the ball back once again.
Henry earlier kicked a 42-yard field goal. This will be from 45. And Henry's kick, no good. Off to the left. So Alex Henry, and always the question, despite good percentages, are the clutch kicks for Henry. Misses one here that would have brought the Eagles to within 3. And so Pat Shurmur is happy that his defense holds again, holding the fort, leading by 6.
In Ford Escape, it's what happens when you go further.
And back here in Cleveland, Alex Henry, who had kicked 17 field goals in a row, misses one from 45. And the Browns leading by 6 with 9:01 to go in the 4th. What do you do here, John?
Well, you drafted a young man, number 3 in the draft. I think you got to trust him right now.
And here's Richardson. And he pulls the pile. That's a tough run. And he gets about 3.5.
Tell you, the way their defense is playing, you can't play scared. But I'd be hesitant to put it in Brandon Weeden's hands.
Now, the Eagles indicating that maybe there is either an injury or a ball came loose. But there was no fumble on the play. Pick up a 4 for Trent Richardson. It'll be 2nd down and 6. He was down. Thornton tried to knock it loose. 2nd and 6. Another handoff to Richardson. And Richardson crosses the 40, gets to the 41. Darryl Tapp making the play. It'll be 3rd down and about 4 for the Browns.
I tell you, this Philadelphia defense, you have to really credit them keeping Trent Richardson to under 3 yards per carry, closer to 2. And it's really not by his doing. They've just been all over him.
42 plays for Trent Richardson, 18 touches. He's out of the game now. Brandon Jackson replaces him on 3rd and 4. Weeden swings it out to Jackson. 1st down and out of bounds. So Jackson, who was out all of last year with a toe injury, but led the Packers to Super Bowl champs in rushing the year before.
Watch this right here. D'Amico Ryans, that's his man. But watch the pick come from Greg Little. Now earlier they called that as pass interference, offensive pass interference on Jeremy Maclin. A little bit better sell job by Greg Little. That frees Brandon Jackson for the crucial 3rd down.
Trent Richardson back in the game now. 1st down. And they go to Richardson. And nothing there. And you can see the Eagles trying to strip the ball away. Kurt Coleman in particular. D'Amico Ryans also there. No gain. But the Browns using clock here, and they're in Eagle territory at the 46. 2nd down coming up.
I think we've learned one thing today, if we haven't learned anything else, and that's D'Amico Ryans is going to be a great fit in this Philadelphia defense. They've been strong. You can't question the Philadelphia Eagles' defensive effort thus far today.
No, it's vastly improved. There's no question about that. The secondary has played well, the linebackers, and we know, of course, of the defensive line. But the mistakes have hurt. The 5 turnovers really put the Eagles in a bind. Brandon Jackson back in there. Weeden looking left, going left, and overthrows Greg Little. 3rd and 11.
And when you look at all the folks that think that the Eagles are a team going into this season that have Super Bowl aspirations and expectations, the reason why you see the explosive capability of the offense, turnovers are hurting them today, but you see how this defense can be suffocating. They can suffocate an opponent, and they're doing it to Brandon Weeden today.
And Brandon Hughes has replaced Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie in the secondary. Jackson stays in there. There he is, number 27, Hughes. And this pass caught by, no, Jackson does not hold on to it. Asamoah was on him. And a couple of plays that were not really designed to get you into field goal range as much. And now it's 4th down, and the Browns will have to punt.
And Pat Shurmur on that series didn't really trust Brandon Weeden. He hadn't given you much to really trust him with some of the decisions he's made, but really, really good defensive efforts by both sides today.
Damaris Johnson is back. And Reggie Hodges with the punt, trying to keep it within the field to play, and a fair catch called for on the 9. So Michael Vick, who has thrown 4 interceptions and has done it before. His team is down by 6, coming onto the field when we return to Cleveland in just a moment. 16-10, Michael Vick's 4 interceptions have kept the Browns in the game, and their defense have forced 5 turnovers. Eagles have 12 penalties, and they missed the field goal last time they had the ball, and now have it again, starting from the 9.
Despite all that, 6 minutes and 25 seconds, you're down 6 points. Michael Vick, you can make all that good with the big-time drive. We'll see if he can step up.
Last time they started a run, but now they need the pass, and it's overthrown. sell it. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
I said earlier in the 4th quarter, some critical areas where he has to be better. The 4th quarter was one of those. He wasn't great last year in the 4th quarter. He wasn't really good. I think at some point, Joe Hayden's been good, but you got to go to your best receiver. That's Deshaun Jackson. He's been quiet all day.
Maclin has been his primary target as Vick's pass up the middle, and it's caught by Avant. Craig Robertson with a big hit. And an 8-yard pickup as we wind down to 6 minutes to go in the 4th. 3rd down and 2. Not wasting much time getting to the line is Vick and company. Here's Vick on 3rd and 2. And this one is caught by Avant, and a first down to the 23-yard line. 6 more yards, so 2 passes to Jason Avant for a total of 14 and a first down.
Kind of an unsung guy for the Philadelphia Eagles, but a guy I'd go to when it's in the clutch. Jason Avant. Wonderful job of finding the open zone, extending the play, finding an opening for your quarterback and converting.
From the 23, and the handoff is to LaShawn McCoy. And this time the Browns do not let him get away for much. Jabal Sheard on the stop and a gain of 3.
DeQuell Jackson in on the tackle along with Jabal Sheard. DeQuell Jackson is playing like Jack Lambert in there today. I mean, that's how
high praise
a middle linebacker is supposed to play the game. He's doing it all in the run, the pass. He's been all over the field.
2nd down and 7. Where Vick gets hit as he throws. Deep pass. And claiming that he was hit was Maclin, and a flag goes down. Buster Screen defending downfield, and there's a flag and around midfield. See if there was contact beyond the 5 yards. Claiming he was held by Screen.
Holding on the defense, number 21. That penalty is declined. Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 71 of the defense. Will be accepted. 15 yards, previous spot. Automatic first down.
So they're going to take the roughing the passer call against Ataba Rubin and wave off the Dimitri Patterson hold.
I think it's for throwing him to the ground at the end there. I got to tell you, for the most part, the officials have been on it today. Replacement officials, a lot of scrutiny on them, but they've done a nice job of calling this game today.
So the Eagles have committed most of the penalties, but this one gives the Eagles a chance to the penalty against the Browns. First down, and here's the pass caught by Deshaun Jackson. Looked like he was short of the first down with Joe Hayden covering. And he'll get 9 yards. Now nearly 4.5 minutes remaining in the 4th. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
Deshaun Jackson had been quiet. I think it's been almost 2 quarters since he's had a catch. Vick understanding at some point he's got to go to him.
4 catches in all in the game. Here is LaShawn McCoy. And a good tackle from behind by T.J. Ward. He's played a terrific game today for the Browns in the secondary. And McCoy gets 6 yards and goes over the 100 mark. Bryce Brown will replace him as he comes to the sidelines. First down in Browns territory. Vick. And the catch is made by Maclin. Maclin has had a fine game. An 11-yard pickup and a first down. And all of a sudden this crowd, which has gone up to the depths and down to the well, to the bottom, now kind of quiet right now. It's a first down, Eagles. Remember, the drive started on the Eagles' 9. Vick. And Joe Hayden defending against Deshaun Jackson. Now Hayden complaining that there might have been offensive interference. There was no foul, no flag. And it's 2nd and 10.
I tell you, this guy's played big boy football, Joe Hayden. There's that matchup we've been watching all day. And Joe Hayden with the speed to stick with the Deshaun Jackson. He's played one heck of a football game.
And Hayden may have had a good argument.
They never call offensive pass interference.
2nd down and 10. On the 32, here's the quick pass, incomplete. Avant, defended by Hag. And right now, for a game break, let's return to Patrick O'Neal.
In Detroit, signature moment for Matthew Stafford, leading the Lions back against the Rams. 27-23 the final. Kevin Smith with the touchdown. Dick and John.
A big win for the Lions, and the Rams played it tough, but that's what we see opening day. A lot of times the underdogs play well, and just miss.
Well, Stafford had his signature moment. We'll see if Vick can have it right here.
3rd down and 10. Michael Vick running it and losing the ball. Now, he recovered, it appeared, shy of the 1st down if he got it. So intent on getting the 1st down, lost control.
Vick knows that this is such a big 3rd down. He's got to not worry about protecting himself, and he pays for it. Ball's loose, but Michael Vick recovers and gets the football. It looks like it's short of the line.
Recovered it behind the line, and it'll be 4th down for the Eagles.
Boy, and he takes a shot from Ataba Rubin.
First, let's see if it is a 4th down and a yard or less. And then we'll talk about a decision for Andy Reid. What's the decision for Andy Reid?
There's no decision. You go for it all day long. You've got 4th and 1. You say to your guys, fellas, if we're supposed to be as good as we think we are, we better be able to convert a 4th and inches. And you trust your guys and you go for it right here.
10th play of the drive coming up. And a challenge flag thrown by Pat Shurmur has thrown the challenge flag. And it has to do with the spot of the ball. And remember, the Browns have only 1 timeout left in the game.
And interesting that he would challenge the spot when they're short of the line to gain.
Anyway.
And to me, Vick clearly comes up with that football.
The ruling on the field was a fumble by Philadelphia, recovered by Philadelphia, and then down by contact.
So what is Pat Shurmur challenging? Because it was clearly recovered by Vick.
Well, Billy Wynn came out later on. I think he wrestled it away. But when you're down by contact, I don't believe that's reviewable. But we'll see. One call.
Well, they'd be better off if they say you cannot challenge this, because the Browns have only 1 timeout left, and they may need that. Mike Pereira, what about the challenge here? If there is such a challenge by Pat Shurmur.
They ruled it was short of the 1st down. Now, I think Shurmur's trying to say that it's even shorter than what they marked it as, and you cannot review that. That you can't. You could only challenge this and say, I think it was a 1st down. And Shurmur certainly doesn't want to do that. So if, in fact, that's what they're reviewing, is the fact that he wants to move it another half yard back or another yard back, that aspect of the play really is not reviewable.
And it's a good thing for Pat Shurmur that it's not, I'd have to say, because, you know, the Browns, as we said, 1 timeout left, and they may need it if the Eagles would get a touchdown. So they didn't get the 1st down. Anyway.
Mike, you still there?
Yeah, the only thing you can challenge with the spot here is whether or not it was a first down, since it was ruled short.
Hey,
and
Mike,
they may
I'm not
be
so
telling
sure.
the referee that now.
I'm not so sure, though, that that's what they are. Billy Wynn, right here for the Browns, came out of there with the ball after the fact. Could he be challenging? It looks like you're exactly right on it, that they're telling him that he can't review that.
Yeah, and remember, too, if they ruled that the recovery was by Michael Vick, then that's not reviewable either. Recovery of a loose ball, who recovers it, is not reviewable in the field of play. That's only reviewable in the end zone because a scoring play trumps it. So they ruled Michael recovered it. You can't give the ball to Cleveland if that's what they ruled on the field, and you can't move the ball further back. And I think that's what they're going to tell Shurmur now.
Mike, thanks very much for clarifying it.
Thank you, Mike.
You got it, guys.
So it's 4th down and less than a yard for the Eagles. And once again, you just talked about how
The ruling on the field of a fumble by Philadelphia and recovery by Philadelphia is not a challengeable play. The result of the play is a 4th down and short.
So now it's 4th and a yard or less. 4th and inches with 3:01 to go. Eagles trailing by 6. What does Andy Reid have up his sleeve?
And it's 4th and inches.
Here is McCoy. He'll get the first down as he lands on the 20, picking up 3 yards.
You typically don't like to go east and west or outside on a 4th and inches, but what the Browns had done was trying to take away the quarterback sneak. They loaded the middle. Andy Reid and Michael Vick with a nice job. You see them loaded up. No room in there, so go outside. Good block by Clay Harbor. Good execution by the Philadelphia Eagles.
The Eagles need a touchdown and a conversion to take the lead. They're on the 20, 1st down. Vick's pass up the middle, and Macklin, the intended receiver, defended by Joe Hayden. So it's 2nd and 10, and Vick was gone for the 6th there.
And let me tell you, prior to this game, Michael Vick was asked about Joe Hayden. He said, I'd say he's a top 5 guy in the league at that position right now. That raised a lot of eyebrows, but he's playing like a top 5 guy today. Joe Hayden all over the field. Gets his hands on that ball.
Macklin comes out to the left. And Deshaun Jackson to the right. 2nd and 10, play action. Vick completes the pass to Brent Selleck inside the 5. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Eagles at the 4 with 2 minutes to go. T.J. Ward making the tackle. So Avant and Selleck have made key catches and a whole host of others.
2-minute warning.
And the 2-minute warning here as the Eagles threaten down by 6. We'll be right back. Coming up next, America's Game of the Week, the 49ers and the Packers. A big one to open the season on Fox. Those are the other games. Coming up next. 1st and goal at the 3. Eagles haven't scored since Macklin caught the touchdown pass. 17 seconds remaining in the 1st half. And the handoff is to Bryce Brown. And he is stopped in his tracks by DeQuell Jackson.
I tell you, remember, this drive started with 6 minutes and 24 seconds left on the clock. 1:45 left. But Philadelphia still's got to get it in the end zone. That's not been easy versus Browns defense today.
Huge edge yardage-wise by the Eagles. And again, a reminder, the Browns have only 1 timeout left. LaShawn McCoy back in, 2nd and goal from the 4. Here's Vick looking at the field. His pass deflected and almost picked off by L.J. Fort, intended for Macklin. And Fort had a chance at that one.
And I'm sitting here amazed because Michael Vick, again, you just can't, I mean, you can't make that throw. L.J. Fort, you got a rookie free agent here, dropping back, just playing football. You got to be able to see that. That should have been a pick. Game over for the Cleveland Browns, but Michael Vick gets one more opportunity. We'll see if he can cash in.
3rd and goal from the 4. 16th play of the drive. Clay Harbor slot to the left. The second tight end. Here's Vick's pass. And it's caught. Touchdown by Harbor. So Clay Harbor, who was praised by Andy Reid as a guy you can trust and smart in his third year, catches the touchdown pass from 4 yards out to tie the game.
Clay Harbor going to come across. Coverage by TJ Ward, and that's a good ball. Everything Michael Vick has done that hasn't been good today, he just threw a strike right there. The only place that ball could be. And Clay Harbor, not the guy you'd expect, but he delivers.
Alex Henry giving the Eagles the lead with 1:18 remaining in the fourth. So Brent Selleck and Clay Harbor, the two tight ends, playing big roles in this series. And the Eagles are up by 1. And Michael Vick, who has thrown 4 interceptions, a career high, but gets his second touchdown pass of the game, and a big one to give the Eagles a 1-point lead. The Browns have 1 timeout left. And Brandon Weeden is waiting in the wings.
You always look back, and I'm not trying to pick on a young rookie, but L.J. Fort, that ball's in his hands. He intercepts that. Game over for the Cleveland Browns. But Michael Vick gets another chance, and when you give great players another chance in this league, they typically burn you.
91-yard drive, longest of the day, 16 plays. And now the Browns looking to get into a field goal range for Phil Dawson. There's Joshua Cribbs. What a background he has of returning kicks.
8 for touchdowns, right, throughout his career.
It's the best ever in the NFL. Alex Henry kicking off. And it's returnable for Cribbs, 4 yards in the end zone. And Cribbs brings it out to the 30-yard line. Tough run back by Cribbs. And that's where the Browns will start with the rookie quarterback, Brandon Weeden, who is 12 for 34, 118 yards and 3 interceptions. And Brandon Boykin is an injured Eagle down on the field.
I tell you what, there's been some hitting in this game, and I just saw Brandon Boykin. They don't have the old 3-man wedge, but it was a 2-man wedge, and the young rookie learned what a wedge in the NFL is all about.
And Boykin, a key man for the Eagles secondary, because he took over as the nickel back, and of course the top return man, Osalio Hansen, who'd been around for several years for the Eagles, was expendable as Boykin came in.
You watch 22. The end of the play, excuse me, he wasn't in the wedge. Somebody else was in the wedge. He just got bullied on by Alex Smith. But you're absolutely right, Dick. They're nickel cornerback, and they're going to be in a nickel situation. Now, what bodes well for Brandon Weeden is that Brandon Weeden never huddled in college. He's used to this. This is the offense he's typically used to. High tempo, up tempo, 2-minute drill.
Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie is in there. Brandon Hughes is the nickel back, and Weeden's pass is going to be intercepted by Kurt Coleman. And Coleman goes down, and the Eagles, with the big interception, will take over with 1:05 to go and a 1-point lead. So for Weeden, that's his 4th interception. And today's starting quarterbacks have thrown 8 interceptions, but Vick getting the go-ahead touchdown to give the Eagles the 1-point lead moments ago.
And in football, you can't throw high over the middle. Overthrows in the middle of the field typically turn into interceptions. Again, under pressure. And the pressure rattles him. He throws a high ball, and Kurt Coleman delivers with the interception. That's going to seal this win for the Philadelphia Eagles. 9
turnovers in all in this game, and the Browns with only 1 timeout remaining, and the Eagles will just run the play, and the See if the Browns use their final timeout, and they will, with 1:02 on the clock. So Pat Shurmur's team, so near and yet so far, still have not won a season opener since 2004.
Will be a 30-second timeout.
And barring a miracle and a turnover here, the Browns will go to 1-13 in season openers since 1999.
And my, did his team fight today.
Oh.
They took a team that we've said many people have as their Super Bowl contender, Super Bowl champ, and the Philadelphia Eagles going into the season, and they took them right to the brink. They had opportunities to finish it, and they didn't cash in, so they're going to be disappointed. But something Pat Shurmur, Mike Holmgren, everybody involved with the Cleveland Browns can build upon. What's discouraging is that your rookie quarterback that you had such high aspirations for didn't look sharp at all today.
And of course, you've got to praise the Eagle defense, but it was against an inexperienced quarterback. Those are his numbers. And the Browns had the lead, 6-point lead into the final minutes of the game, and the Philadelphia Eagles take over. They're out of timeouts now.
And I'll tell you this, Dick, if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you're hosting the Baltimore Ravens next week at home. And against the Ravens, you better play better than you did today. You eked out a win, and that's the bottom line in the NFL. But to get a win next week versus the Ravens, you're going to have to play better than you did today.
Well, the penalties really inexcusable for the Eagles. The turnovers, you got to worry a little bit about Michael Vick with the 4 interceptions. Browns will play at Cincinnati, and the Eagles will be home against the Baltimore Ravens in a tight game, and it was a close call, to say the least, for Andy Reid's Eagles. So that's it from Cleveland. Final score, Eagles 17, Browns 16. For John Lynch and Jennifer Hale, Dick Stockton saying so long. After the break, America's Game of the Week.